Yes, my son.
Bless me, Father.
Did you sneeze?
No, I sinned.
Oh, did you lie?
No.
Curse?
No.
Steal?
No.
Covet your neighbor's wife?
No.
Come now, you can tell me. Did you throw her up against the backyard barbecue and procreate your brains out till she yelled, Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay?
No, Father. I've done something much worse. I've betrayed my partner. I know. It's the most terrible sin of all, isn't it?
No, I spilled my espresso. But you still have 8 minutes. I might as well hear this sin of yours.
Thank you, Father. It was a dark and stormy Monday, just like any other Monday, except for the sunny ones, or the partly cloudy ones, or the ones with a cold inversion layer and a 30% chance of precipitation. Things around the office were a little slow. My partner Duckman and I hadn't had a real case since the Catholic schoolgirl disembowelings of '91. And even then, the schoolgirl got away.
That black thing on my desk is going to explode!
Duckman Detective Agency.
He's crazy! He's talking to it! Wait, that's the phone. This could actually be someone calling with a case.
Tide. Cold water. Because it gets my whites whiter. And then she walked in, and I knew our lives were about to change forever. She was the most beautiful dame I'd ever seen, and I never say dame except when creatively obligated by a film noir parody.
Can somebody cigarette me?
I could tell she was trouble with a capital T. I was ready with a capital R. Duckman was reduced to a puddle with a very large P.
Thanks, Ducky. You know, you look like someone who can really handle himself in bed.
Yeah.
And no doubt often does. My name's Tamara. Tamara LaBoink.
From the moment she opened her mouth, I wanted to sublet her tongue, move into her larynx, and redo the upper incisors in mauve. Well, not exactly mauve, but mauve-ish.
I need your help. Someone's trying to tuck me in with a shovel. Punch my ticket. Kill me.
Yaha! Sure.
Actually, I knew that.
Kill you.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fine.
Sure.
Someone ran me off the road last night, then tried to break into my penthouse today and crash my party of one in the bathtub. I barely had time to throw on this trench coat and climb down the fire escape.
Wait a minute. You're naked under there? First my neighbor dies before I paid him back that 20. Now this.
I went to the local constabulary and they didn't believe me. But something told me you would.
Yeah? Well, this is one time you're gonna have to prove it.
Prove what?
That you're naked. Women come here all the time saying they're naked when they're really wearing skin-colored body stockings. Show us you're not, we take the case. Sort of a tit-for-tat, tat-for-tit kind of thing.
Listen, handsome. If you've got the itch, I've got the scratch. Here's 100 and there's more where that came from.
There is. Could I get it? I know what you're thinking, but I won't use my hands. Just my bill. Might take 5-10 minutes, but I'll sniff it out.
What Duckman's trying to say is, we'll take your case.
Of course we'll take your body. And fondle your case. Case your casabas. I mean, take your case. Remember, at DDA, our motto is, we just want to see you greased up and semi-conscious.
Happy. We just want to see you happy.
We changed the motto?
Miss LeBoink, is there anyone you suspect?
Well, Nick at the club where I performed said he'd kill me because I had sex with Frankie the bartender, who said he'd kill me because I had sex with Bob the doorman, who said he'd kill me because I had sex with Ray the bouncer, who said he'd kill me because I had sex with Lajos the busboy, who said he'd
So she'd been around the pool more times than Esther Williams on steroids. There was something about her that made me want to get a membership at her Y. It felt good to have a real live client again, not just the practice kind you build out of Legos. We decided to go to the speakeasy where she worked.
Hey, you.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I didn't strangle the German for the letters of transit. I didn't stab the albino and hide the knife in the hooker's G-string. I am innocent. Innocent.
Save it for the late show, creepola. I was just looking for the men's can.
Duckman, maybe we should ask him some questions about Tamara.
Tamara? That woman makes me crazy. And when I find her, I'm going to chop her into little pieces, then throw her into a stew and feed her to a pack of rabid dogs. But you're probably talking about a different Tamara.
See? Nothing. I say we head over to the corner table. Tubby guys sitting under fans always know what's what. Excuse me. The name's Duckman.
A duck yet a man. Gad, sir, you are amazing.
Right. Well, I got a couple of questions of you.
An inquisitive sort. Excellent, sir. A trait truly to be admired.
Look, I'm a detective.
Detective. Fascinating. One never knows what you're going to say next, sir.
Maybe because you don't let me say it. I want to know if you know anything about...
Know anything? Know anything? By Jove, sir, you are a character. But I must be off. I'm past due for my return trip to the salad bar. Salad bar.
Might want to munch on a little more scenery while you're at it. Supporting players.
Ladies and gentlemen, Drooligans is proud to present the sultry stylings of that sleep-around slut of a singer who I'll kill if she has sex with George the valet again, Miss Tamara LeBoink.
Your buckets, gentlemen.
Bucket? What the hell do we need buckets for?
Hello, boys. Are you ready? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, watch me shout. Tip me over and pour me out.
All the drool joints in all the world. She has to bring her act into this one.
Pardon me. Do you know Miss LeBoink?
Who's asking? And by that I mean, what's your name? Why do you want to know? Stuff like that, because I know it was you who asked.
Well, the name's Duckman. Where were you at 4 o'clock this afternoon?
Throwing a rock through a window.
Did it have a note attached to it?
All my rocks do.
And could this be one of your rocks?
It is one of my rocks, but it just so happens that my house was broken into last night, and that rock was the only thing taken out of my safe.
Aha! All right, the rock story seems airtight. But one thing bothers me. He's the third suspicious character we've talked to. The third one's always guilty.
What the
So much for the rule of threes. It wasn't pretty. The whole club had been shot up and everyone was covered in drool. And that's not all. Tamara was in Duckman's arms. Well, all the really good parts were in his hands. But I knew then that Duckman had fallen for her. The problem is, I had a secret. A terrible secret. I loved Tamara, too. And I could tell by the way she giggled when we were hiding from Duckman in the closet and I showed her that little trick I do with my tail that she loved me back. That's why I'm here, Father. I've betrayed my partner, and I don't know what to do. Please, tell me what to do.
I think maybe a diamond ring.
By golly, you're right. Even though he's my partner, I've got to follow my heart. Thank you, Father. I could have never made this decision if you hadn't listened to me and cared.
Shopping channel? If I buy the 3-carat zirconia, do I get the free placemats?
Corny! What are you doing here?
I'm on the case, of course. In order to properly understand a client, it's important to step inside her life. Tamara seems like someone who likes to lie on her sofa in a man's robe, smoking a pipe while admiring her own jewelry and setting her carpet on fire. Never mind all that. What are you doing here? Where's Tamara?
My house. She wanted me to stay in her bed tonight, in case the killer tried getting to her while she slept.
I see. Yawn. Well, I'm a little sleepy. I'll just leave you to your decoying and head home. By the by, I wonder if it's faster going by way of your house.
Corny! Maybe you should stay, too. Not that I'm nervous or scared or soiling myself. I just thought maybe you'd like a chance to do this with me.
Be a murder victim? Ooh, pinch me.
It'll be like old times. We can go swimming and hiking and horseback riding.
We've never done any of that.
I know, I'm reading it off the tampon box behind you. Okay, I should know better than to try to lie to you. I am scared. And there's no one in the world I'd rather be with when I'm scared than you. You're, on my side.
Since when is this your side?
Well, it is at home.
Then go home.
Please. You can have this nice soft pillow. Please, please.
Good night, Duckman.
Corny,
What is it?
I can't sleep with a hard pillow.
Good night, Duckman.
Corny?
Yes.
I was just thinking about how lucky I am, finding Tamara. I never thought anything like this had ever happened to me. You know, in high school, I was voted most likely never to have an attractive woman speak to me.
Also most likely to be indicted, most likely to wear vinyl, and most likely to end up on a street corner wallowing in his own sputum.
What?
Then don't leave your yearbook lying around.
I'm gonna marry her, Corny. And when I do, I want you right there next to me, sharing my special day as my best man. I love you, Corny. You're the best friend anyone ever had. You're my best friend. Wow, what an amazing dream. Tamara and I were making out, giggling and kissing like a couple of high school kids at Lover's Lane. But I can't remember how it ended. Did you have that before?
No.
Why didn't you wake me?
I thought you were awake.
Please.
I suppose this means our weekend in Maui's off.
Yikes! That could have killed us!
It would have killed Tamara for sure. She sleeps diagonally, with her feet down here and her head over here.
We'd better turn off the power or that loose wiring will start a fire.
The fuse box is in that closet, right behind her collection of Lithuanian pleasure device,
Power off. Let's go. Hey! How did you know that door was a pull instead of a push?
This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever had to tell you, Duckman. I've spent the night here before. I'm in love with Tamara, and she's in love with me.
What? There's no way. She's in love with me. No. No! You can forget about being our best man!
Ow. I couldn't get Tamara out of my mind. Who was trying to kill her? Why did every clue lead nowhere?
I couldn't get Tamara out of my mind. Who was trying to kill her? Did they maybe kill Cornfed instead?
Everywhere I looked, I heard her voice. Everywhere I turned, I felt her touch. Why does love taste so bitter to a liar's tongue? Why does hate hurt what heart and hope heals? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And why is he sharpening so many pencils?
What if we need to write something?
Steve Allen doesn't write that much.
Puddinghead.
Turkey goop.
Toe jam.
Simpsons wannabe.
That's it! Take that, Porky!
No, you
little pork!
Why, I oughta...
Whoa, sure is dark in here. Yes, the interplay between light and shadow is reminiscent of the German Expressionist school of filmmaking. I keep forgetting you never went to college. Mr. Duckman, Mr. Cornfed, I hate to interrupt your wacky hijinks, but Tamara LeBlanc is on the phone.
Who'd she ask for?
Don't
Excuse me, my porcine pal. I've got to go meet my girl-friend. And don't worry, it's not my style to gloat. Neener, 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 neener. I'm the stud and you're the wiener.
Well, I'm sure you and Tamara can still be friends. Ooh, college! I'm so impressed!
Gotta kill Duckman. Take him out of the picture. Set up Fluffy and Uranus. Those patsies can take the fall, yeah. Then tomorrow will be mine. Mine. All mine.
I'm so excited. Just you and me, the future ahead of us. Do you like kids? I know I do. In fact, I always wanted a few of my own. Anyway, where are we going?
My grandfather's house.
They do weddings there?
Gramsci and I have a, well, special relationship. If something terrible is going to happen to me, I want to spend a little time with him before I die.
Hey, don't talk like that.
Well, someone is trying to kill me.
No, I mean, don't use words like Gramsci. It gives me the creeps.
I've always called him Gramsci. I love him dearly, like I love you.
Well, in that case, you call him anything you want, my little snookum-bokum spooky wook.
Wait, you're right. Let's not talk like that anymore.
I can't wait to meet my future grandfather-in-law, and I'll do anything it takes to make him like me. Except sponge him down. There's something about their skin.
No, you only have to do one thing. Make him laugh. You see, he's been a little down lately, and, well, when Gramsci's happy, that makes me happy. And if I'm happy, you're going to be very, very, very happy.
We're on!
Fake dog do?
They make fake dog do? And he says, good thing I held my breath, or I'd have drowned in there. Thank you. Now you're marvelous, really. Now, on a more tasteful note, a blind proctologist walks into a pie-eating contest.
Duckman, you're killing him.
And how?
No, if he laughs too hard, his heart will give out. Tamara wants you to kill him, because the truth is, that's not her grandfather. It's her husband. Her real name isn't even Tamara LeBoink. It's actually Tamara LeBink. All this time, she's been impersonating her younger sister after she killed her last husband, a thin man, for the double indemnity insurance she'd used to bribe city officials to get the water rights to Chinatown so she could finance her search for the Maltese Falcon.
Lies! All lies! And he's my grandfather, I tell you! He's my husband! My grandfather! My husband! My grandfather! All right, I'll tell the truth, he's my husband!
Sorry, we were in a groove. Go on.
I needed Duckman to make him laugh. His spastic humor was the kind of lowbrow crap Emil actually liked.
Excuse me, I've got something in my eye.
Real nice.
Look, Cornfan, it's you I wanted all along. I'm still rich from the last guy's insurance. Let's run away to a place you've always wanted to go with someone you love. A secret place you've dreamt about but never spoken of to a living soul.
Sorry, Angel. Maybe I do love you, but he's my partner. And when a man's partner is hurt, you're supposed to do something about it. You're going up the river. When you get out of Tehachapi, give me a call. Or sooner. Here's my home, office, car, fax, beeper. That's my private line, and my mother's number's on the back. I go there every Sunday.
Could you kind officers loosen these? I just hate handcuffs. When I'm not in bed, that is.
Zirconium.
Shaved ice. It used to be bigger.
I'm sorry, Duckman. Just thought you should know. Before the police took her away, she said she actually did love you.
You mean it? Thanks, Corny, for trying. What's this?
The stuff that dreams are made of, Duckman. The stuff that dreams are made of.
A videotape in a plain brown wrapper. From the boys' school!
Willkommen, bienvenue, and also, howdy. I'm Dr. Bud von Lohenbrau, school psychologist, with an urgent message about Ajax, Charles, and Zamboni.
You'd at least think he could get their names right.
Which one did he miss?
Enough with the chittin'-chattin'. They are becoming disruptive, displaying antisocial behavior in the class. Simply put, your kinder are developmentally immature.
Nobody calls my kinder immature without getting their house TP'd.
Mine advice, a lift in tuta to attempt to bring their development up to that of children whose parents are actually caring about them. Dankeschön.
What was wrong with that one?
Duckman, he was wearing an I Heart Satan t-shirt.
Bernice, I'm shocked. Discriminating on the basis of religion. Once he finishes sacrificing that chicken, he could sue.
Hello, you're looking for Chitter, right?
Yahoo! You bet your French roll in the hay. Oui.
Oh, bien. I could not read that dress because of the smeared chicken entrails. I'm looking to apply for the position.
Actually, there's quite a few positions we could talk about. Let me grab my Kama Sutra.
I'm Bernice, and this is Duckman.
Bernice, Monsieur Homme de Canard. Je suis Régine Poulet.
So, Regine, what's your educational background?
I have a doctorate in education from La Sorbonne.
You know...
If this sentence ends in a sore bone joke, it'll cost you 3 broken ribs.
Never mind.
If you are hesitant, you need only try me for 1 afternoon. I can start with the pet. Here, nice doggy. Play dead gecko. Heal gecko. Solve gecko.
Wow, and that's TV Guide.
Impressive. But the real problem is Charles and Mambo. Lately, they just won't do a thing they're told.
Oh, madame, I become erect with pride for a challenge. Very good, Charles. Cadmium is the only element to fit the formula for a fusion reaction in an inert metal. Excellent, Mambo. Cynic douche is the figure of speech by which the name of a material is substituted for the actual thing it makes. Splendid, Ajax. It is the pointy end that writes.
I must say, Regine, I like what I see. Boys, show Regine to your father's room.
My room? Ho-ho! I lay odds, I'm gonna lay more than odds. Excuse me, Bernice. Today's menu calls for a little French dip.
Listen up, you walking spermatozoa! As long as she's in this house, you sleep on the couch, and that's only because there's no more room under the freeway. Go near her for any reason other than genuine interest in the boys, and you'll be sorry.
I'm shaking. Do your worst. By the way, what's in the box?
My worst. In here are just some of the disgusting items you've accumulated in a lifetime of depraved debauchery. I buried the rest in a safe place. If you subject that poor, innocent girl to one comment, one grope, one drop of drool, I will burn, rip, melt, and pop your entire treasure trove!
Must control self. Only way to get sex stuff back is not to think about sex. Would be fascinated by irony. If I didn't want to rip that flimsy blouse off her heaving... much better.
Oh, Regine, everything is delicious. You are just wonderful.
Oh, no, Bernice, it is you who are wonderful. Can I tempt you with my potatoes?
Ahem.
Oh, monsieur, take it quickly. Oh, the tire is so heavy. Excusez-moi. I'm sorry to be making to wake you. I am hungry, and the football is on top of the refrigerator I cannot reach. I am straining and groaning, my body pressing against the cold refrigerator as my nipples...
I'll get it, just... All that's left are apples.
An apple would be bon. Thank you, and good night, Monsieur Homme de Canard.
Kids, emergency! I'm out of ice! You still have those hidden camera photos of Aunt Bernice shaving her back? Corny, this nanny's changed our lives. The twins are behaving and doing well in school. Ajax has stopped eating out of the lawnmower bag. And best of all, I've been the very model of a modern major gentleman. Feels good for once to be able to say, I did nothing wrong.
That's a subpoena. You're being sued for sexual harassment by your kid's tutor.
Sexual harassment? I don't get it, Corny. I keep going over it again and again, and I didn't do a single thing wrong. I can't possibly be that oblivious. Whoa!
The Pope's been hit!
I barely even spoke to her. Well, except last night when I gave her that apple.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, as in nice work?
No, as in you're screwed. In the Judeo-Christian iconography, the apple represents forbidden fruit, the ultimate sin, implying a desire to engage in the forbidden act, hence becoming a symbol of the ultimate harassment. And they were such a good source of vitamin A.
Extra, extra, read about Lamont Street.
It's Lamont Street!
I don't know what's going on, Corny, but if I go home, Bernice will kill me. Looks like I'll have to stay at your apartment for a while.
This week's bad. I'm, refinishing my basement.
You don't even have a basement.
I didn't say it would be easy.
Hi, ladies. I know a wonderful depilatory that'll get rid of those mustaches. Too confusing. It was just an apple. But I'm still a man. And no matter what, I, as a man, won't stand for being mistreated by a woman. Bernice, please! What makes you think I would ever do something like this?
The women you've done it to before. And these are just the ones who could get the day off.
Regine, how could you?
I feel bad for making Susu, but you make me feel, as we say en français, bad.
But...
The monster's making sexist comments about her posterior. Let's get him!
Bernice, It is très important to me that you, of all peoples, not be upset with Regine. I am ruining Duckman's life.
I know. I got you a present for that.
Oh, a sham bracelet with Jerry Lewis characters. Oh, Geisha boy, disorderly, orderly. 3 on a couch. Oh, excuse me, I am gagged with immersion. Need air. Oh, feeling faint.
I really gotta find a place to store these things. Not that I'll need them anymore when I'm through with you, Duckman.
I am not an animal! I am not an animal! Well, okay, I'm kind of an animal. I mean, a few of my features are animal-like, and I don't wear clothes, and I smell a little outdoorsy most of the time. But I have a job, and I talk and stuff, too, so when I say I'm not an animal, I think technically I'm on solid ground.
Makes sense.
I can't do it. I can't do this to myself. But where else can I go? The whole world hates me. I've been sleeping on the street for 3 days. This is the only place left that'll take me in. Fluffy, Uranus, my 2 favorite... whatever you are. I was in the neighborhood, thought I'd stop by, catch up on things, maybe stay a few years. I have to. Your beloved boss has a problem. It seems I have actually been accused of sexual harassment.
I mean, what a shock! You? Why, Mr. Duckman, we're flabbergasted. Of all people.
That's better. So what are you waiting for, a valet? Who the hell decorated this place, Willy Wonka? Look, I won't be here long. The only reason I'm letting you 2 pastel pansies put me up is because I need a place to stay till things blow over. Or until I hang myself from a noose I weave out of my own intestines, whichever comes first.
Mr. Duckman, perhaps you're impaled on the horns of this particular dilemma because you haven't adapted to our changing culture. We can give you a simple test to judge whether or not your attitudes line up with the new guidelines from the Regine Poulet Society.
Dream on! I never take a test that isn't court mandated.
This one's easy. Number 1, females over the age of 18 are often called girls. How should you refer to them?
Sweet potato?
No.
Love socket?
No.
Box lunch?
No. It's women. WOMYN. Number 2, when you're on a date, when is it okay to kiss her?
When her husband's gone?
No.
When the sore heals?
No.
After she passes out?
No. When she gives you written permission certified by a Regine-approved notary public. Let's move on to the word association part of the test.
Breasts?
Mr. Duckman, we haven't
Breasts?
Dog.
Breasts?
White.
Breasts?
Peanut butter.
Breasts?
Tanzania.
Breasts?
Communism.
Breasts?
Dolly Parton.
Bad hair.
Oh, Mr. Duckman, look at the time. Maybe we should try this tomorrow. Fluffy and I have to go to bed. If you're not tired, you could watch the incubation of the world's last spotted finch eggs in our kitchen. Or listen to our rare 45 of Sean Cassidy's To Do Run Run, the only known copy in existence.
Zippity-doo-dah friggin' day. Tantalizing as those prospects are, I think I'll hit the sack myself. Anywhere fine?
Nighty-night, Uranus. Nighty-night, Fluffy. Nighty-night, Mr. Duckman.
I can't live with this lack of privacy. Go sleep outside.
Earlier today, the Regine Poulet Society proposed a ban on the sale of boysenberries until a genetically equal girlsenberry is developed.
Our language was renamed today. Thanks to the Regine Poulet Society, Hebrew will now be known as Weebrew.
The Regine Poulet Society charged a sewer worker with sexual misconduct for referring to his manhole.
Oops. Well, TV plays much too large a role in our lives anyway, don't you think?
Mr. Duckman, you didn't happen to see our last of their kind spotted finch eggs, did you?
Oh, yeah. Couldn't find the Pop-Tarts.
Mr. Duckman, is that the do-run-run on your backside?
Of course not. I happen to be very conscious of that sort of thing. Oh, the record. Oh, yeah, I guess it is. And if that black vinyl stained any of my butt feathers, I'll be seeing you two in court.
Mr. Duckman, you've only been here 8 hours, and already you've turned our whole world topsy-turvy. We spent the entire morning burning your sheets, and your mattress, and the bed, and the carpet around the bed leading into the bathroom. And the bathroom. You have to treat people with respect, Mr. Duckman, whether it's what you say to them or how you act in their house.
Look, these eggs need a little ketchup. Is there anything else?
As a matter of fact, there is. Get the out of here, Mr. Duckman. You deaf, Mr. Cool? Get the out of here before we tear your off and shove them up your ass. Ooh, that felt pretty good.
Regine Poulet Society.
Regine Poulet Society.
Regine Poulet
Society.
Regine Poulet
Society.
Regine Poulet Society.
Regine Poulet Society. Regine Poulet Society.
Fellow Crusaders, listen up! We need someone at the post office at 1 for the changing of the term mailman to person. At 2, they're going to erect, put up a statue of Regine at City Hall. And at 3, I'll be flying to South America for the renaming of Lake Titicaca.
I'm giving thank yous for your aid, Bernice. It is strange. With you, I feel a bond that is special, tender.
Stimulating. What I mean is...
Bernice, you are okay?
Okay, well, yes, I'm fine, except, well, something strange is happening. I'm having feelings.
Anyone can use a door.
What the hell are you doing here?
My kids are in this house. Can you imagine how much they miss me?
What's the matter, Dad? Did they seal the peephole in the women's bathroom at the park?
My own children turned against me. Well, don't think that means you've won, Regine. I'll have you know, my children turn against me on an almost weekly basis. Besides, there's still someone who'll stand beside me. No matter how black the night or how strong the storm, I still have my partner.
Here are the anti-Duckman pamphlets you had me print up. Oh, hi, Duckman. Boy, is my face red.
Et tu, corn-fed.
Gesundheit. What? That line always got a laugh on Mama's family.
The Regine Poulet Society has taught me that men are shallow and immature creatures whose sole purpose in life is the satisfaction of primal urges. Plus, they gave me this really neat t-shirt.
But what's so wrong about what I did? I mean, sure, I'm like any other guy. I made an occasional offensive remark.
67,418 reported incidents, not including phone booths and confessionals.
Numbers never tell the whole story. The point is, I happen to love women. I love how they look. I love how they talk. And if I'm remembering correctly, I love how they feel. And if I can't even say that out loud anymore, I give up. What's the use? They can have their sacrificial duck, because I don't care about living in a world that takes away your right to honestly express your feelings.
Kill the Duckman! Kill the Duckman!
Of course, I'm not married to this whole masses decide my fate thing.
Blacking out. Swoon. Down I go. Must be my potassium deficiency.
Here, have a banana.
You offered me a banana? The phallic fruit? I'm uncomfortable with what that implies. I'm going to sue you for sexual harassment.
What? You can't. I didn't mean anything. Besides, it can't be harassment. I'm not even a...
You're not even a what? A woman? That's right. I had to appear to abandon Duckman so I could infiltrate your society because of a hunch I had as to your real identity. The broken French accent, the unnaturally husky voice, the second-rate acting. You can only be one person. Gerard Depardieu.
King! Chicken!
That was my second guess.
This is amazing! I had no idea! When did you start doing nanny work?
I don't, you cretin. It was all part of a plan. I made that videotape about your children to cajole you into hiring me as their nanny, knowing you'd cave in at the slightest sniff of flesh. But for the first time in your miserable life, you resisted coming on to a woman. So I had to entrap you and hold you up to ridicule. And why did I do it?
Duckman made you an outsider in grammar school, so you wanted to make Duckman an outsider in society. Wahaha! Bok, bok, bok.
Your fans.
Wait just a minute. You mean all this time I've really been attracted to a vicious and despicably evil man who almost destroyed Duckman and cruelly manipulated millions of women for his own personal gain? Thank heavens!
Choke the chicken! Choke the chicken!
Look, it's Clarence Thomas.
It doesn't matter. He's gone. And this is over. We've been wrong to take out all our frustrations on a spineless, foul-smelling sewer mouth like Duckman.
Thank you, Bernice.
Harassment is a horrible thing, but maybe a few of us have started to see it where it doesn't exist. If we're too cautious, the passion, the spontaneity, the risk-taking could be replaced by meaningless, stilted, robotic exchanges, and we'll never recapture the more interesting awkwardness that comes from simple attraction. I'm reminded of an ancient parable. And in closing, I'd like to state that only when we start respecting each other as human beings will we be able to get back to openly expressing our attraction and being attracted to whomever we want. I know they left hours ago. I just had a few things to work through.
It's okay, Bernice. I heard what you said, and you're right. Women aren't just objects to be ogled and openly lusted after. They're people. People that should be treated with dignity and respect. People who shouldn't be spoken to in the manner in which I've spoken to them in the past. Do you have my box of smut and disgusting sexual paraphernalia? I've seen the light, Bernice. From now on, there's only one answer. I'll confine my remarks to inanimate objects. They can't sue. Check out the Grand Tetons. Oh, wait. Hey, Mama. Hard to believe that tongue is attached. And what have we here, my piece de resistance? Althelia AirPods. Baby, I'm gonna fly your wide body.
Not only is the cereal chock full of plasticky goodness, but I find the toy to be most engaging.
No breakfast for this champion! Yours truly has finally collected 100 proofs of purchase from Lee Yum's topless pornographic Chinese food emporium, and I'm now entitled to 2 free steamed buns, specially prepared and presented by topless female chefs.
Aren't you forgetting something?
I don't think so. Opera glasses, bail money, hung young guy joke, spermicide-treated bib.
Stick 'em back in your pants, duckhead! You're forgetting that today is your day to take care of...
Nuh-uh! No way! Not if you tied my tongue to your tailpipe and dragged me 80 miles an hour naked over a field of broken glass.
Intriguing, but does it have to be your tongue I tie to the tailpipe?
But this isn't fair. It can't be my turn again. I just babysat Grandmama last week.
You used her as an anchor to keep your car cover from blowing away.
Hey, I paid $6 for that thing.
Stuff it, you feathered road apple. I've been telling you about this for days. Here's your list of things to do. Grandmama gets 1 worm suppository every 2 hours. Her carbuncle salve and ear hair trim every 3 hours. And Epsom salt rectal rash cleansings as needed.
Wait a minute, that's it? You're all off to your glamorous lives while I'm stuck holding the old bag? You know what a problem she's been lately. You can't turn away long enough to watch a bra commercial without her getting into some kind of trouble.
You're exaggerating. Now do it, or they'll be identifying you by your dental records. Ta-ta!
Excuse me, sir. Salvation can be yours if you can spare a few minutes for a missionary.
Hallelujah! Missionary will be just fine, long as it ends in an East Highland squat with a Polish dismount. Save me, sister. Lay your hands upon me and let the healing begin.
Okay, it worked. I'll stop going door to door bothering people at their homes.
Wait, I was serious, and I'm very religious. I know all 6 of the commandments, and I'm a big fan of Oral Roberts. I see her 25-cent loops in the art theater by the airport all the time. And thank you so much for coming. You can count on my tithings.
What's going on here, Duckman? Where's Grandmama?
Bernice, please, have a little faith. Grandmama practically takes care of herself. In her own unique way.
Piece of advice? Based on my experience, your mother may have reached a point where she's not safe at home. In my opinion, she might be better off in a rest home.
What? No mother of mine is going to a rest home.
Now, Bernice, hold on. You might want to hear the man out, and my only motivation in saying that is to get that smelly old sow out of my friggin' hair! Damn sodium pentothal flashbacks.
Wait, Aunt Bernice! Let's hope this becomes another repressed memory, but we actually agree with Dad.
What?
As the only male figures who can be counted on for their family's survival, Charles and I face mounting responsibilities which prevent us from giving Grandmama the help and care she so rightly deserves.
Plus, I've reached the age where most of my waking hours are devoted to, how to put this in acceptable terms, working the wiggler.
Look, I know Grandmama's a lot of work, but we can't just ship her off. Besides, this family can tend her as well as any healthcare professionals, right, Grandmama? I guess it wouldn't hurt to check out a few nursing homes.
Who says the elderly can't be useful? This place looks ideal, Bernice. Activities galore, and it's affordable.
Back to the pit, Lieberman!
What? I'm not one of your incontinent inmates. I'm Duckman.
Let's get out of here. My mother's not staying at any place that would take Duckman.
You're as young as we say you are. That's why we insist our residents, or dudes and babes, as we call them, live life to the fullest.
Chest pains. Need heart pills.
Catch a wave, Mr. Tupperman. It's nothing a little bungee jumping can't cure. And I think we have a vacancy.
It's beautiful, but where are all the residents?
The residents, yes. We here at Soylent Greens have found the proper place for the elderly in our society, nourishing, shall we say, the younger and healthier among us. Please enjoy our complimentary buffet.
Ooh. What? You act like it's someone you know.
Don't worry, Mom. You're going to love Happy Dale. I think this is the hardest thing I've ever done. But when I was growing up, you always made sure I had the best care. Now I just want to do the same for you. I hope you understand. And I think I speak for everyone when I say nobody really wants to see you go.
Shake a leg, Grammy! The meter's running! Look, you and I have had our differences in the past. I haven't been that attentive a son-in-law. Sometimes I put my own pleasure before your needs. Ah! Well, a little late to change now. Couple of free steamed buns a la nude coming up. Oh, no! This is horrible! Somebody stole my car, and my CD player, and my new vacuum jack, and my matching drink holders, and my custom floor mats. Ah! Oh, no, no, no! I didn't even realize. How could I have missed it? They took my beanbag hump caddy, too. And my ashtrays, and my sun visor, and my maps and dice, and my compass that always points east. Grab my Wendy Whopper's contoured soap on a rope, and I'm on a freighter to the Galapagos faster than you can say, Bernice! Oh, well, I know I'm bushed. I'll just be heading off to bed. Oh, Grandmama loves a new home. Couldn't fart enough about it. And now, since you know everything there is to know about everything there is to know, toodaloo and cheerio.
The rest home called 10 minutes ago, wondering where Grandmama was.
Oh, right. It's actually quite a funny story once you get past all the tragic elements and overriding sense of doom.
Duckman!
Okay, all right. I got out of the car to save this orphan, from that fire at that place where the orphans stay. And when I turned around, Grandmama and the car were gone. But don't you worry a hair on your pretty little back. I read somewhere you can drop them off 100 miles away and they'll sniff their way home.
Oh, Duckman, silly mixed up possibly seconds left to live Duckman. I think you're confusing Grandmama with a dog! We're talking about my mother! And if you prefer keeping those limbs, appendages, and orifices exactly where they are, you'll find her pronto!
This is it, Corny. The place where the nightmare started, where this whole unavoidable tragedy began.
Where someone was trying to get a couple of free baked buns while leaving an old woman unattended in the car in a bad neighborhood with the keys still in the ignition, the engine idling, and the doors unlocked?
Not even close! The buns were steamed! Now, if we could get back to reality... All right, Gecko. Time to earn your Christmas bowl of water. Here's a piece of cloth from one of Grandmama's dresses, reeking with her tangy bouquet. Do your stuff, fella. He's got the scent, Corny. He's found her trail. I don't get it, Corny. Why would Grandmama come out here to the backwoods of Vermont?
Howdy, you boys from Guinness? I knew you'd show up one day. Well, there she is, the world's largest pile of dung. Taken me 46 years to collect it. Lost a wife in the process. She never understood how sometimes all a man has is what he puts together with his own two hands. Lemonade?
Trail's cooling, Corny. If only we knew where she was right now. If only there were some way to visually recap what exactly happened. The Congo. This time Gecko's gone too far. Can't go on. Pack too heavy. Goodbye, old friend.
Okay, I'll carry the curly straws. Just a little kikuyu I picked up while eavesdropping during bus rides to work. This is Gubando, leader of the Methuselahta, a tribe built entirely upon reverence for the elderly.
The elderly? Of all the ridiculous, boneheaded, ignoramus things to build a tribe on.
He also speaks English.
That is not one of them. In fact, I'm sure old Guano and me share a healthy appreciation for older women. I always say the older the cushion, the better the... Yeah. Right, we'll swap stories later.
To us, age is an accomplishment, not a flaw. We admire the elderly for their wisdom and experience. Of course, like any other society, we experience discrimination based on age. For instance, it's much harder to get a good job in this tribe if you're under 60. And here is our temple of worship. Many years ago, a prophet predicted that a goddess would float down the river. And yesterday, that goddess arrived.
Grandmama! Hey, listen, Giuseppe. That's no goddess. That's my mother-in-law, and we're taking her with us. Ah!
Our ancestral home of 10,000 years destroyed. Thank heavens for that condo in Fort Lauderdale.
Corny! I'm all for taking liberties, but it happens to be against the law with unconscious women. At least according to that uptight judge who gave me...
Duckman, she's been frozen for an extended period of time. I'm not getting a heartbeat.
What are you talking about? Cornfed, why are you,
I'm sorry, Duckman. Grandmama is dead.
Dead? Oh, that's great! Why don't we all just sit around and point fingers at one another, trying desperately to figure out who's to blame?
You're to blame!
Okay, that was fun, though I was thinking it'd take a tad longer. Look, I'll have you know I cared about her, too. And because I did, I was on my way out to personally make all the funeral arrangements myself. I want to make sure Grandmama gets the respectful and dignified send-off she deserves. Top of the morning to you. I'm looking for something in the affordable range. Maybe buy the cardboard, build it yourself kind of thing, or some sort of group discount. Maybe cut us a deal if we bury her with a busload of Shriners that went off a cliff or something. Hey, I know you. You sold me that home security system that almost killed my whole family.
Almost doesn't do me a lot of good here now, does it? Tetzloff. Terry Duke Tetzloff. And I'm on to new horizons, Mr. Duckman, due to a valuable lesson I've learned about today's world. There is no security anymore, only all kinds of ugly, painful, and completely random ways to die. Well, enough shop talk. Back to your grief and what you're willing to spend on it.
Now, listen, normally I wouldn't cheap out on something as public as a funeral.
Excellent. Most people think how much they spend on someone's funeral shows the rest of the world how much they loved the deceased when they were still alive.
They do?
Absolutely. Of course, those people are afraid they could never live down the guilt of a lifetime of shabby treatment, which perhaps may even have been somehow responsible for the person's death.
Losers. So, just out of morbid curiosity, of course, is there something you show those people when they come in?
Death Rest Deluxe, an entire package including flowers, candles, a complete makeover for the corpse at Rodin's of Beverly Hills, a short, whimsical film on the dearly departed's life done in Emmy Award-winning claymation, and an appearance by a dignitary. This month's special being Andy Rooney for an extra $20,000. $30,000 if you don't want him to speak.
Can we do any better on the price of the speaker?
Well, for $58 plus bus fare, you can get Joe Piscopo.
Done and done. I'll take the works, but only if you throw in one of those neat little refrigerator magnets shaped like a coffin.
Ha! You're too shrewd for me, Mr. Duckman. Spend in peace.
Oh, this
this is so horrible. Oh, it was such a tragic demise. And can you believe it? Oh, the beast who's actually responsible for that poor woman's death is here. Oh, which one is he?
I'm pretty sure it's a pig.
Well, now that everyone's gathered, shall we let the morning begin?
In this hour of sadness, it warms my heart to see before me my mother's many relatives, friends, killers. I'd like to start by sharing some fond remembrances of Grandmama. As you know, she was born...
What do I miss most about her? I remember I left her outside in the rain once. She got wet and stinky and goo started coming out of her ears. So I threw her real hard up against the wall.
Ajax, I think you're confusing Grandmama with your Mr. Bunny doll.
Oh, right. Grandmama. I remember I left her outside in the rain once.
Well, this has been touching. Do we have any more sad and/or pathetic memories anyone would like to share? How about you, Mr. Duckman?
Well, okay. I guess I can talk about that time at my wedding. It was, of course, a beautiful day. I was the epitome of class and distinction. Lord have mercy! Good God, y'all! Let's all get up and get down by doing the funky Duckman! You let your down, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis. Then Grandmama came over and whispered the strangest thing in my ear. She said, "Eat more cheese." I didn't know what she meant, so I continued my unique Bob Fosse-like styling. And thrust your pelvis, 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 and thrust your pelvis. Wait a second. Grandmama didn't say eat more cheese. She said something just like it. It's easy to see how I could have confused the two.
Duckman, even though almost everyone else sees you as just some psychotic street urchin, you're not fooling me. This horribly obnoxious act of yours is merely a defense. Deep down, you feel you're not deserving of anyone's love. Well, you're wrong. Welcome to our family, Duckman. You are loved.
She loved me. Grandmama loved me. But now she's gone. What the hell?
Sorry, hated to wake you from your reverie. You've been standing there for almost an hour. It turns out you need a license to run a funeral home, so I set up this video arcade instead. You'll have to leave now. You're scaring the children.
Let one go, sweet grandmama. You're gassing them in heaven right now. Let one go, sweet grandmama. You're gassing them in heaven and how.
Wait! I didn't say goodbye! I didn't tell her I loved her! And all this time, she loved me!
Goodbye, Grandmama. We'll never forget you.
Nor you, Dodd.
I'm sorry, Grandmama. I'm sorry for leaving you in the car, and for using you to prop the garage door open, and for making you the backstop at the boys' baseball games, and for...
You're alive! This is wonderful! The whole family's back together!
What was the great beyond like, Grandmama?
Did you go down a long white tunnel?
Was Casper truly as friendly as they say?
Kids, my guess is Grandmama was never really dead. She was merely cryogenically frozen into a state of suspended animation. And, as contrived and convenient as it sounds, it took several days for her to come around after she thawed.
Who cares? Grandmama's back and we're never going to send her away again. I'm sure the only reason she'd been so difficult lately was because we were ignoring her.
And I, Duckman, ignored her worst of all, callously forgetting how she really felt. Forgive me, mother-in-law. Now, in honor of your return, I offer this celebratory dance. You let your down, down! You thrust your pelvis, huh! 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 You thrust your pelvis.
I hate that guy.
Huh! You thrust your pelvis, huh! You thrust your pelvis, huh! You thrust your pelvis, huh! You thrust...
of living so close to a miserable, degrading nightmare of an existence.
Well, even though we don't live in the ghetto, it does affect our...
I am talking about this house.
Hey, don't talk about my house like it doesn't have any class or something. A home is more than just pretty paint or a healthy lawn or a yard free of rusted-out benzene barrels. It's about all the little homey touches, too.
Like your crime scene distressed patio furniture?
What, the only good picnic table is one without human blood on it?
You have a 30-foot stack of flaming tires in your backyard.
I told you, I can't put it out until someone from Ripley's documents it.
It's been burning for 3 years.
Well, it's hard to get them to come out. They're still angry about, you know, the bee thing.
The bee thing?
People, please! The purpose of inviting the mayor to our block association meeting was to address the real needs of our city. Oh, that's her now! Remember, everyone, the mayor was kind enough to come and participate in this, the truest expression of democracy. So let's behave like Americans.
Gimme, 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 gimme!
I have a taser. The only reason I'm here is to stop the harassment. The letters, the petitions, the decapitated dolls arriving in the mail day after day after day!
One woman's harassment is another woman's persistence.
Well, here's one woman's cease and desist order. Bye.
Wait just a minute, Toots. We are your constringents, and as such have a consultational right to pizza and assembly, with a special systolic perversion of life, Listerine, and the cheroot of sappiness, to cervix and project.
What are you talking about?
Just a sec. Never mind. Look, plain and simple, Mayor McBabe. We are not going to be swept under the rug like some worthless stack of garbage.
Oh.
Mayor, we just want you to hear our ideas on how to improve the city.
Oh, what the hell? 15 minutes to Baywatch. Okay, make it snappy with these ideas.
Hey!
Before you start, if any of them cost money, we'll have to raise taxes.
Oh. Improvements don't have to cost money. We can volunteer to help out at daycare centers or old age homes, pick up litter, clean up graffiti. In short, we can pull together as a community and give freely of our time and effort. What do you say?
Hasselhoff time!
Not so fast. If there's anything my almost week and a half in office has taught me, it's that you can't change anything. But you can find a scapegoat.
Bravo! I have to applaud you for the single greatest display of negative thinking, or NT, that I have ever seen in one place. Tony Sterling, self-made millionaire entrepreneur, and a living example of the power of positive thinking, or BT. I have the way to beautify your city, or BYC, make it a better place to live, or BPL, and just get happier, or JGH.
Terrific! Now why don't you GFY?
Charming. You adorable, though obviously ravaged by bees gal. You're right to be skeptical, or S. It is, however, possible. Real beauty.
Or Arby.
Excellent. Starts with you. When you look beautiful, you want the world around you to look beautiful too. You'll spend and do and work until your city, like you, gives off a glowing, lustrous sheen of prosperity, professionalism, and proprietary. A word that has nothing to do with the sentence but starts with PR, so I threw it in anyway. Now I know what you're thinking.
Take it off, Mayor!
You're thinking, but Tony, you're so handsome. How could you know what it's like to be ugly? Well, I used to be awkward and unattractive, a real dough-faced, smegma-coated zero. But then I decided I needed help becoming the most perfect me I could be. So I set out to put perfection in a bottle. Beautex. Because in this world, you come first.
Sounds good.
Hold your horses, eager beavers. Lest you think it's only the hombres who can look this good, I'd like to introduce you to the spokeswoman for Lady Beautex.
Ooh!
Angela.
Hey, Dad, that's Angela, the 911 operator whose voice you fell in love with and who turned out to be ugly, but you loved her anyway.
Then she got a makeover and became a gorgeous supermodel, and you broke up with her because you felt she was too good for you and you'd be holding her back?
Don't you think I know all that?
That wasn't for you. That was exposition for the 99.9% of the audience who are usually out having a life on Saturday nights instead of staying home and flipping through obscure cable channels in the hopes they'll catch a little softcore pornography.
Oh my gosh.
Angela, it's me.
Hold that stammer, will you? Yellow? She owes how much in Beautex bills? Wrap her wrinkled butt in a shawl and kick her and her cat out in the street. And hurry, it's supposed to snow.
Angela, you've changed.
Impressive, isn't it? So, Dinkman, what's been happening since I saw you last?
Well,
Great, sounds like fun. Maybe I'll see you later, huh? Nothing romantic, of course, because, well, look at you, then look at me.
People always try to convince me that it's what's inside that counts. But those are the ugly people. I want to get Angela back. But to do that now, I have to get beautiful. No matter how much it costs. Oh, deadbeat neighbors. Oh, well, this'll get me started. Beautex me!
It's time for the magic of Beautex with your host, Tony Sterling.
Thank you. You're marvelous. You know, I've been all over the world, and everywhere I go, people say the same thing. Stop smiling at me. Then they say, hey, Tony, you're living right and looking good. How do you stay so up? 3 words. Beautex, my friend. As you know, many of your neighbors have been using Beautex for weeks, and they're with us today to share some of their experiences with you. So, come on, let's get Beautexed! Why, look who's here to introduce those neighbors, that glamorous supermodel, Angela!
Thanks, Tony. You're not gonna believe our next Beautex success story.
Can't wait!
Hi, Iggy Catalpa here, former stand-up comic, now the guy who finds virgins for Fox executives. I'm tired of always being the butt of everyone's jokes. They call me dweeb and geek and nerd. One guy called me a jackanape. I don't even know what that means. For me, life is a long, dark tunnel with no end in sight. I long for the peace that only death can bring.
Would you like to see Iggy after 1 week of using the Beautex line of products?
Wow, Iggy, is that really you?
You bet, Tony. And I owe it all to Beautex. Now life is worth living again. I'm confident, secure, and I get more tail than I can handle. Ha!
But don't just take his word for it.
With the money I made selling Beautex, I funded a daycare center, a gang outreach program, and a committee to restore English to our convenience stores. But most important, I'm a bitch and babe. Thank you, Beautex.
We're dating Winona Ryder.
Thank Thank you, Butex.
I used to be sloth-like and rotund, but now I'm a stunning slice of man-meat. Like with most things, I assumed it was the work of tiny little demons that enter my body when I sneeze or yawn. But it's been explained to me that this time is different. Thank you, Butex.
Butex fever is catching, and you don't have to be alive to enjoy its benefits. From building materials to paints to laundry detergent to lawn care, everything looks better with Butex on it.
That last splotch must have worked. I'm 6 degrees of Studley now. Hunk City, here I come.
Duckman, open up.
Take a hike, Ziffle!
You can't live a life devoid of meaningful contact, spending all your time frantically rubbing yourself with a fistful of lotion. Anymore.
I don't want to see anyone. I've been using Butex for days and it doesn't work on me. Everyone else sparkles like a young dentist's spit zinc, and I look like the floor around Stevie Wonder's urinal.
No offense meant, of course, to that talented songsmith.
I need love. I need companionship. I need a new door. Why, Corny, you're beautiful.
Tell me something I don't know.
You've been using it too? The one who's always talking about how shallow it is to be obsessed with the surface, the non-spiritual, the superficial?
Sue me. I'm getting more tail than I can handle. Are all of these empty?
I'm doing this for Angela, Corny. I'd give anything to hear her voice. Calling.
Duckman!
Calling.
Duckman! Duckman!
I'm down in the basement where it's real dark, because I can't tell her something embarrassing like I'm ashamed of my appearance. Think. I'm developing pornographic photos!
Be gentle. He's more nervous than a Mennonite without a mill at the Festival of Tehezadurel. I gotta make my references hipper.
Duckman! I'm here because you owe almost $3,000 in unpaid Butex bills. I'll just take your car, furniture, clothes, and any gold fillings you might have.
Fine, take it all. It doesn't matter anyway. I've had it up to here. I'm holding my hand under my chin, by the way. How could I have even hoped to get back together with you?
Get back together with me? After the way you dumped me? Leaving me sitting in that restaurant just waiting for you? 3 weeks. 3 long weeks sitting in that booth looking up every time the door opened.
They let you sit there for 3 weeks?
Well, I kept ordering iced tea. I'd still be there if one of my kidneys hadn't shut down. And after my surgery, I vowed never to need you or anyone else ever again. I have everything I need to get by. And it's better this way, Duckman. Can't you see I'm much better off on my own? I'm happier like this. A lot happier than I ever would have been with you.
Angela, don't you know how hard it was for me to let you go? I didn't want you to ever settle for less. To settle for me. But the truth is, not a day has gone by that I haven't thought about you, dreamt about you. I love you, Angela. I'm sorry, it's okay. I know you and I don't have a chance. You're so beautiful and I'm so not. Well.
Oh my goodness, I'm late.
Do you have to go?
I'll be back at 6. Will you wait for me?
What the? Why'd all that color come off her dress? And why is she 2 hours late? Oh, well, I guess I'll do what I always do when I think too much.
We now bring you this important message. You're doomed, Duckman.
That sounds like...
King Chicken? Maybe because it is. And meet me at the top of the Butex Trade Center, the world's tallest and, more important, most rapidly built building. If you ever want to see Angela and your family again. I now return you to the end of the world, already in progress.
What the hell's going on?
I hope you'll all be comfortable. I'd hate for your last moments on Earth to be marred by chafing.
You're really someone named King Chicken? And all this time you were just using me as part of some horrible plot to get at Duckman?
That, and you made a darn good cup of coffee. As for my aptly named hideous plot, Butex is really a deadly virus, one that eats away at matter, causing it to devolve through its various stages of development until it loses all form and reality, vanishing into nowhere. Oh, it'll be a pleasure to watch you all die.
Excuse me, Mr. Chicken? Allow me to handle this, maggots. Look, your Royal Highness, we're from Weird Science. Like most of this country, we don't waste good babe snaring time watching your pitiful little show.
What this total stranger who is certainly not my brother is trying to ask is, why are you killing us?
USA asked me to. They don't want one show doing anything without the other. So I'll just kill all of you and they'll rerun Silk Stalkings.
Demographically sound from a programming standpoint.
Psst. Psst.
No, Ajax.
Since I've never seen this pathetic little daisy parade of yours, what do you got to save us? Some kind of superpower?
I can put coins in my nose and snort out exact change.
Yeah, but this Duckman, what kind of superpowers does he have?
Well, when he panics, he can scream just like a little girl.
King Chicken! Even you have to get out of here. This building is
devolving. Relax, Kooky. This side of the building has been treated with anti-Butex.
Somehow, some way, I've got to stop this horrible mass destruction. This apocalyptic nightmare. Hey, the three guys from Weird Science. I never miss your show. I just wish it wasn't so darn complicated, you know? Who can follow those convoluted, twisty storylines?
We're dead meat.
And now, I suppose you all want to know why I did this. Okay, I'll tell you. The reason is...
We interrupt to bring you a special news bulletin. Tim Curry, the celebrated stage and screen actor, has been reported missing by the Los Angeles police. A note left at the recording session for tonight's episode of the heavily praised yet seldom watched Duckman series simply said, "I'm going somewhere where they'll never again make me do the speech about how Duckman isolated me as a child, so now I'm going to isolate him. Mwah ha ha, buck, buck, buck." Now back to the program.
Gonna isolate him. Mwah, mwah, buck, buck, buck. Oh, God.
So why didn't Butex work on me?
You took the antidote. Remember when I was disguised as your children's nanny? I made potatoes for you, and they contained this. Anti-Butex. Hey, you gotta think ahead in this business. By the way, here's an amulet I'd like you to wear.
Wow, thanks.
No problem.
Duckman!
Duckman, save us.
He can't save you. It's over. You're a victim of your own obsession, just like all the rest. A fading testament to the shallow idiocy of worshiping beauty above all else.
Look, it's Whitney Houston.
Oh, she's so hot.
Us first! We get higher ratings!
Only because you got the more desirable time slot and our audiences are incompatible.
We're gonna die, man! There's some freaky stuff happening here. We're all gonna die!
Oh well, let their producers worry about it.
telescope said this was a bad day to destroy the world.
We still have to do something. The city is almost gone.
I just found this crate full of scrumptious dry ice in the kitchenette.
Dry ice. That's it. I have an idea. Angela, pour the anti-butex on it.
Now what?
That. But it just goes to show you, kids, pay attention in school. Somewhere in all that babbling your teachers do, you'll learn one thing that you can one day bring back and use in an appropriate time. As for King Chicken, I hate to think of the horrible effect all that concentrated butex could have on someone. The gross deformities it could cause.
I'll get you for this, Duckman. One way or another, I'll outsmart you.
Impossible! Oh, wait a minute. Almost forgot my new amulet.
Duckman, I'm so proud of you.
Angela, I was afraid I lost you forever. Before anything else happens, before I lose you again, there's something I need to say. Something I've wanted to say for so long. Angela, will you marry me?
No.
Huh?
You know the Butex slogan, because in this world you come first? Well, the more I think about that slogan, the less I like the person who thought of it. And the really sad thing is, it was me. So I've decided to travel the country, reach out to troubled kids, clean up playgrounds, just try to do something to bring the right kind of beauty to some places that haven't seen it for a long time. I'm sorry. I hope you understand. And I'll be back.
Let's go home, everyone. So, since she didn't say yes, while she's gone, I can date, right? Well, what? I won't really like him or anything. It'd just be a sexual thing. What if I pay?
Go get it, boy. Fetch!
Ew, frisbee slobber. Bad Ajax.
Wiener! Wiener! Who wants to buy my wiener? No coward's got nothing on this duck.
Salmagundi for Charles, Romaki for Mambo, couscous for Ajax. Oh my, Duckman sandwiches covered with ants, and dirt, and shards of broken glass, and discarded razor blades.
Mommy, Mommy!
Well, oh, don't cry, Pumpkin. You hurt your kneesy weezy? Let's look at your widow wag. Oh, I don't see any bruise here.
That's my arm.
It is? You mean I've been walking on my arms all this time? See, that wasn't so bad. Why, I bet it doesn't hurt at all.
Oh, child snatcher! Baby thief!
I was just helping her. She must have thought I was you.
Baby Sally is desperately nearsighted, and you did do a good job of cleaning her knee. I'm sorry. You must be a loving mother yourself.
A mother? Well, technically, No.
High priestess of Satan!
I love you, Mother. Mom, we love you. I'd love you as much as my actual life-giving mother if such a thing could be possible. Raising my sister's children, I feel like a mother. They treat me like their mother, but deep down I know I'm not. I'm something less. Oh, listen to me blather on. If there's one thing we modern women believe in, it's that a female doesn't need a child to make her life complete. So tell me, what's new with you?
I'm pregnant.
I had triplets last week.
I think my water just broke.
My loving family, I've gathered you here this evening for a very special announcement.
Sorry I'm late. You know how crazy a 90s workplace is. Paperwork, staples.
That doesn't explain the grass skirt.
Oh, like I'm the only one here who likes to unwind by watching topless, shimmying, prepubescent Polynesians? Who's with me on this?
Well, now that Duckman has disgraced us with his presence, I have something I'd like to share.
Ha! More kielbasa from Passover.
Shut up, you quackhead! After months of deliberation, I have decided to listen to my inner yearnings and have a child.
Ding ho.
Bernice, we can't afford another kid. Things are already so tight, Ajax and I have to share a bed. What? I get scared during thunderstorms. Look, I'm putting my foot down and I say no more Rugrats.
Well, I'm putting my foot down, too. And I say that if I want to have a little baby with whom I can be a warm, sensitive, loving, nurturing, caring, doting, adoring, gentle, and compassionate mother, it's none of your frigging business! Pass the crumb cakes? Ajax, I'm touched you'd wear a baby costume just to make me feel better.
Costume? By the way, I just made Boom Boom.
Aunt Bernice, we're so happy you've given voice to your natural urges. Now, if we could only keep Dad from doing the same.
Remind me to have these windows painted over. Well, I'm off to find a gorgeous, brilliant, non-impotent man. Be back by 10. These church mixers are wonderful. One of you lucky fellas will get to know me in the biblical sense. As long as you're A, single, B, tested, C, willing to commit, and D, heterosexual. Did I say heterosexual? I meant breathing. You both passed. See anything you like, Adonis?
So it's true. If you take too many steroids, you do grow breasts.
My darling Bernice, destiny and a dating service united us. Eternity shall never divide us.
Arnaud, you madman. I am yours.
Just out of idle curiosity, does that CD player feature multi-disc shuffle?
Thank you for offering to test all my appliances for... What did you call it again?
Electromagnetic magnoplasmic mishmog.
Is your life without meaning?
Yes.
Are you a lonely woman over the age of 18, or over 13 if currently residing in the state of Mississippi?
Yes.
Do you feel like a complete and total failure?
Watch it.
Well, we've got the cure for what ails you. One word: sperm.
Sperm?
Yes, sperm. Ladies, don't clutter up your life with some sort of meaningless relationship just to have a child. At Simply Sperm, we eliminate the middleman. We're up to our necks in sperm. We're practically giving it away. And we're talking high-quality grade A sperm, not the inferior Australian sperm that our competitors feature. Get out of your rut. Change your life. Sperm. Sperm is for external use only. Simply Sperm brand sperm contains no less than 50% actual sperm. Do not operate heavy machinery while using sperm. Not to be confused with the Sperm School of Broadcasting.
Out of my way, Missy. I've got a job to do. When a boy's flying solo, he needs his inspiration.
I can tell by the way you're eyeing the emergency exits, you're experiencing some second thoughts. That's normal. But rest assured, our state-of-the-art fertilization facility employs only highly trained professionals. Look, Dr. Bubbles is doing rounds.
Wait a second, aren't you the same sleazy con artist who sold my family a near-fatal home security system and administered an overpriced funeral for my mother even though she wasn't even dead yet?
It's been too long. Terry Duke Tetzloff, owner/operator of this little enchilada. Diversification is imperative in today's competitive business climate. That's why I like having my hands in many different things, one of which is sperm. And now, let the impregnations begin.
Wait a second, don't I need a physical first?
Actually, I went through the trouble of performing one while we were standing here talking. You passed.
Look, Dr. Tetzloff.
Sorry, by order of the court, you can't call me doctor anymore. A little tonsil heart extraction mix-up. Amazing what a difference 6 inches can make.
Okay, Mr. Tetzloff. This is a very big step for me. What kind of man will be fathering my child?
Here's a little sperm you may find interesting. Light, but not fruity. It's not often you find a hint of nutmeg. And the donor is handsome, romantic, idealistic, enjoys water sports.
Water sports? I love wet athletes. I don't know. It's such a big decision. Maybe I better think this out a little more.
I understand. Weigh your options carefully, make a rational decision. I hope my daughter grows up to be just like you.
You have a daughter?
Little Susie, a.k.a. the greatest thing that ever happened to me. In fact, she's here right now.
Thank you, Daddy, for giving me the gift of life.
You're welcome, little Susie. Oh, I could have been selfish and not made the reasonably priced and relatively pain-free sacrifice that brought you into this world, but then my life would be devoid of meaning and direction.
It's amazing how happy we've made one another. I love you, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. I love you. I love you.
Now, sometimes she gets a little nervous when in the throes of life-affirming ecstasy. So then, what's it gonna be? Giver of life or countdown to menopause?
Mr. Tetzloff, fill her up.
Let's see, you wanted that special, priceless sperm. Hey, Eddie, you got any number 19 left?
Be gentle with me.
everyone. I want you to know that I made the most important decision a woman can make. Today, I was inseminated.
Wow. I was thinking of going into the priesthood, too.
Ajax, inseminated. That's simply sperm.
Wait a minute. You mean the Simply Sperm Bank?
Oh, you've heard of it?
Heard of it? I'm a card-carrying member. That drive-through window with the strap-on pneumatic pump? Oh, so many memories.
Oh, come on, what was I thinking? This receipt says my donor is handsome, romantic, idealistic, enjoys water sports.
In fact, I'm late for a date right now. Did I miss something?
Not much, Dad.
Just that Aunt Bernice may be carrying your baby.
Arg?
Aunt Bernice, give us some sign you're alive.
That'll do.
How could you do this to me, you jaundiced right-handed gigolo? Of all the inbreds to be going around selling his sperm!
Wait a second. Selling? I thought it was just some kind of social club, you know? A bunch of guys with similar interests hanging out. Geez, figure it. A few bucks a pop, 12 to 15 times a day, 7 days a week. Take off that morning for my wife's funeral.
I hate you, Duckman! Finally, I'm having a baby, and it's yours!
Corny, this isn't really a good...
My contract stipulates I must appear in every episode for at least 10 seconds.
Oh, all right. Work okay?
Fine.
How's the wife?
Not married.
Favorite Beatle?
Ringo. You know, if you let me stay, I can easily solve whatever crisis you may...
So, any more soup left?
Dad, Aunt Bernice needs you. The creation of life is a precious thing.
An awesome responsibility for both of you.
How about crackers?
Come on, Dad, what are you gonna do? Rip this family's heart out and march around with it on a stick?
Or act as the same caring, loving father to Aunt Bernice's baby as you've been to us. If you tell anyone I said that, I won't use deodorant on my side for a month.
Okay. I'll take care of Mother Inferior. You two take care of Ajax. Bernice, look, maybe we don't always see eye to eye. Maybe we don't get along. Maybe I violently hate you and everything you stand for, but when does that ever stop two people from having a baby? I haven't really thought it all through yet, but, well, I guess I'm part of this too, you know? In for a dime, in for a dollar. And, well, I'll try and do what I can to support and care for our child. Well, you think about it, huh? I'll go now, and unless you say something, in which case I'll stay right here. So here I go. I'm going. Go am I.
My first Lamaze class is tomorrow morning.
Bernice, you can count on me. Nothing will prevent me from being right by your side.
Don't worry, I'm sure the father will be here any second. He just got held up.
I'm sure he'll be here too. But just in case, we have something for just such an occasion. Meet Sven. He used to crash test Volvos. And he helped me through a long and difficult labor when my own spit-sucking pus bag of a husband got held up. Everyone, embrace your partner.
All right, somebody order a labor coach? Whoa, you the teacher? I'd like to clap your erasers after school. Hey, Pop and Mama, want to see if we can turn that into twins? Sorry, Beefcake, how was I to know she was seeing someone? There's my victim of love. Tried to get here sooner, but I was catching some quality TV time watching that movie Aliens. Don't you just love it when the slimy mucus-covered freak bursts out of the lady's stomach? Ooh,
The partner must make sure every part of the mother's body is relaxed. Her arms, her legs, her breasts.
If her breasts were any more relaxed, they'd be in the basement.
To be sure, you have to touch every part of her body.
Really? Anybody got a stick?
Imagine the child they're going to bring into the world.
We might as well alert the Child Welfare Board now.
How dare you cast aspersions on our child-rearing abilities, you latte-licking, polo-playing, range-roving, ER-watching, J.Crew-cutted posers! Our baby's gonna be the handsomest, smartest, non-stupidest baby ever, and he or she's gonna kick your he, she, or its pampered little butt!
Come on, darling, let's just have a cesarean.
Duckman, you really do want this baby, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I really do. Sorry, great-grandmama-to-be. The woman carrying my baby needs that easy chair more than you.
Duckman, this really isn't necessary.
I beg to differ, little mumsy-tumsy-woomsy-soonsy. You got a big checkup tomorrow, so sit back, relax, and let Duckman prepare for our fetus de Milo. I have to child-proof every socket, wedge, ledge, and outhouse within a 30-mile radius. But before that, I'll coat our walls in non-leaded spearmint-flavored paint.
You know, these past few days I've started seeing your father in a whole new light.
At this pace, in 30 years, I can work my way up to idiot savant.
Bernice, how went the exam? With my seed, you had a pass with flying placenta.
Everything is absolutely wonderful. Smooth sailing, sunshine, and lollipops. A moment of your time. Before I can elaborate, I just need a quick signature here, 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 and here. Congratulations, Mr. Duckman.
It's a boy!
Even better. You're now the proud owner of a 2.5-bath timeshare in beautiful Laughlin, Nevada. Now, let me go fetch your receipt and complimentary power of attorney forms. Oh, and before I forget, the insemination didn't take.
Didn't take? What are you saying, Doc? My gun's shooting blanks? My gas ain't leaded? My juice isn't loose? My piston's not pumping? My jack's not hammering?
Mr. Duckman, no one's questioning your virility. In fact, I can smell your testosterone from here. It's just that I've never seen a sperm and egg so incompatible, so outright hostile toward one another. Take a look-see. Sad, I know. The whole shebang down the fallopian tubes. Well, modern medical ethics dictate that I tell the prospective mother the bad news. Unfortunately, it's nap time.
Look around you, Duckman. The whole world's taken on a new glow.
Bernice, there's something
Duckman! I felt the baby kick! Feel!
That's just your pimento love Sunday talking.
Duckman, is there something wrong?
The, insemination. It didn't take.
It didn't? Maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Still, I wanted this baby so badly. Duckman, I did so many stupid things. Fell for the wrong guys. Turned to Tetzloff and his seedy sperm bank. Who would have thought you'd be the one good thing about the whole experience?
You know, Bernice, we could always try again the natural way. The way God meant it to be. Both of us drunk out of our minds and fantasizing about somebody else.
I guess we can go back to the way we were before. Hating each other's guts. Dismissing each other with venomous insults. You yellow-colored jerk.
You too busy, Nini.
Maybe it's for the best. Besides, I'm not sure the world is ready for any more little Duckmen.
told you to wake me at 7.
Don't worry, Dodd. It's only 12. 12. 12. 12. 12. 12.
If I don't call the governor in time with this new evidence I found, they're gonna give a wrongly accused killer the chair. Oh, well, back to bed.
Duckman, aren't you forgetting something?
All right, his accomplice.
No, you downy dullard. The twins' birthday. The same day each year, you just happen to get robbed at gunpoint of all the money you were going to spend on their presents.
Aha! Of course. And this year, I dodged a bullet to bring them this. Here's one that's ribbed and glows in the dark. I've had much better luck with these than those experimental gauze kind.
Actually, Dad, in lieu of one of your delightful gifts from the heart, we have a favor to ask.
Since Aunt Bernice is taking the family to dinner tonight, we thought you could follow the example of all the other fathers in the world and actually wear some clothes.
Oh, fine. Squash the natural expression of my beauty. I'll wear my new suit. You like? Amazing, the stuff you find at a train wreck.
Well, at least get it cleaned and extinguished. And if you're not on time at the boy's birthday tonight, you'll have a smoking carcass to go with your smoking jacket!
Family. Can't live with them. Can't stuff a throw pillow over them while they sleep, then toss their lifeless bodies into a wood chipper. Kidding. Hey, Gene, feel free to toss all your leaves onto my lawn, because my property is nothing if not a dumping ground for my slope-headed neighbors who are too stupid to work a rake.
Oh, sorry, neighbor. I won't blow any more leaves.
Note to myself, no more meat-flavored cologne. I need this cleaned.
Okay, how's Friday?
How's 5?
How's 2 Saturdays from now at 1:45?
Listen, Martinizer, I may not exactly be a member of the so-called intelligentsia, but when you say in by 9, out by 5, doesn't that mean if I bring something in by 9, it'll be out by, oh, I don't know, 5?
I suppose you could take it that way, but you didn't get it in by 9.
Your clock says 9.
It's fast.
Then that would make it before 9.
I mean, slow.
Your whole plan is to stall until it's after 9, isn't it?
Yes.
Suit! Clean! 5!
Okay, the cleaning will be ready by 5. But the mending won't be done until Friday.
Carjacking!
No offense, Dillinger, but you must feel like a complete moron.
Not really.
Peeing! 4 hours to get to the office. I'm surrounded by crooks and clapperheads.
Duckman, this is Mr. Griswold Vanderhorn and his lawyer.
Look, we were gonna pay you honest. We just need more time. Please don't sue. Please, 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 please.
Duckman, Mr. Griswold Vanderhorn's a client. He actually owes us money.
Oh, Mr. Griswold Vanderhorn. So many clients' names sound alike. Yes, well, this makes everything I've gone through today worthwhile. And how will you be paying that? In cash, or cash?
We won't be paying it at all.
What? You can't do that!
Actually, they can. It says here on page 12, paragraph 3, subsection B, the client doesn't have to pay if he doesn't want to.
Fine. Then you write the contracts from now on. Ah! 1 o'clock already. If I leave now, I can get to the cleaners by 5. So this is what's been slowing me down. I made it! Where's my suit?
Excuse me, sir. Read the sign.
What does it say under that other side?
Nothing. It doesn't say anything. What a strange question. You go now.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to get home for my kid's birthday. But this whole leaf-blowing, false advertising, traffic stopping, tax dollar squandering, workers on permanent coffee break, upper-class money dodging, stolen car parts stealing, sign-changing society won't let me! And you know who's to blame? We all are! We say we hate lawyers, but we can't wait to sue somebody. We want leaders to make tough choices, then we vote them out when they do. We all want X-rated older women with hirsute upper lips, chat lines, and scream bloody murder when we get the bill. I ask you, what's happened to logic in this world?
You're under arrest.
For what? I have a right to speak my mind.
We're arresting you for ranting in public without a starched collar.
What kind of idiot law is...
Let's get a few things straight. As your court-appointed attorney, I don't know you. I have far too many cases to become emotionally attached, and I don't get paid enough to care. But here's my card. In case you're a recidivist, you'll get 10% off your next case.
Deal. I've got 20 minutes to make it to my kid's birthday. What's the quickest way to get me out of here?
Plead insanity.
Your Honor, I plead insanity.
I hereby commit you to 30 days psychiatric evaluation at the State Mental Hospital.
Woohoo! I am out of here.
Ooh. I suppose I should have seen that coming.
To maintain the illusion that you'll be treated as individuals, we're giving you a battery of psychological tests. Remember, there are no right and wrong answers, just sane and insane ones. You have 10 minutes to complete part 1. Go. Pencils down. Who thinks 10 minutes actually passed? You have temporal disorders. The rest of you, please continue.
Hey, not so rough. Ease up, Haystack. Don't dent it down. Oh!
Who here thinks they just saw a big yellow duck?
Okay, look, let me save you some time. I'm not like these other bathrobe-wearing, string-collecting, wife-for-hat-mistaking wingnuts who think they're the Messiah.
That's not for you to say. Now, is it, Mr. Duckman? I am Dr. Henri Ducharme, and this is Dr. Georg Marsink, and we will need to examine you by giving you some simple tests.
Fine, but no rectal probes, okay? I'm saving some things for my next honeymoon.
Quiet! I will show you a picture. You will tell me what you see.
All I see is a little square. Not Satan worshippers dressed like my mother, and certainly not surrounded by clams who are trying to devour my flesh.
Why don't you tell us about your first sexual encounter?
Well, it's quite a story. In fact, I never thought these things really happened to guys like me. Boy, was I wrong. I was a freshman at a small liberal arts college, and I was called in to see my professor, a 39, 23, 35 beauty whose large heaving breasts were barely concealed beneath her skimpy crop top. Suddenly, she grabbed my swollen...
No. Your first sexual experience, not a letter to Penthouse.
This was my first sexual experience, and my second, and my third through 845th. In fact, if I could have a few minutes alone on a small town. Sue me, I'm colorful. Doesn't mean I belong in here making potholders with the wackos. Besides, what gives you the right to judge other people anyway?
The diploma. Judging people is pretty much the main benefit.
That and the license plates with MD on them. You can park almost anywhere.
And when you think about it, isn't that exactly the point? Parking. And driving, and shopping, and eating, and working. Somewhere, somehow, they all got chewed up and spit back out. They don't taste like living anymore. Don't you see what it's like in this deranged, wearing blender of a world? Every day is an agonizing ordeal. Like balancing a pot of scalding water on your head while people whip your legs and butt. You never forget your senior prom. You think I'm sick? Well, the only disease I've got is modern life. A schnut-busting gauntlet of inefficiency and misery that's one long parade of letdowns, put-downs, trickle-downs, shutouts, freeze-outs, sellouts, numbnuts, nick-and-puts, and nimrods. All making every day as much fun as waxing a flaming Pontiac with your tongue. Or even if you do luck into the possibility of some fleeting pleasure, like, say, if some nymphomaniac telephone operators with the muscle control of Romanian mat slappers agree to a little strip air hockey, it'll be over before it starts, because some vowel-lacking, feta-reeking cab jockey slams his checker up your hatchback, and the cab is owned by some pinata spanker doctor from a Santeria cult in Wakalpa who starts shaking chicken bones at you and gives you a boil on your neck so big, all it needs is Michael Jordan's autograph to make it complete. And even with all this, I still drag my sorry butt off the ceiling every morning and stick my face in the reaping machine for one more day, knowing when it's time to flash the cosmic card key at those pearly gates, I won't be in the coffin anyway, because some underhanded undertaker sold my heart, pancreas, and other assorted good and plenty to that same Santeria cult. So does anybody really wonder why anybody is hanging on to sanity by the atoms on the tips of their fingernails while life dirty dances on their digits? And is it really any wonder that I seem deranged? But that's probably nothing you haven't heard 100 times before.
Get me the Freud Institute, the AMA, and book me on Ricky Lake.
I'll do the talk shows. I've already diagnosed this as a new psychosexual phenomenon, the Ducharme syndrome.
Schweinhund! I've diagnosed it as a sexual psycho phenomenon, and I'm calling it Morsing's malady.
Buzz off, you narcissistic Nazi.
Nice talk, Mr. Gender Identity Disorder. Or should I say Miss Gender Identity Disorder?
At least I didn't hypnotize Stone Phillips after an appearance on Deadline and then tried to have sex with him.
I told you a fly landed on his buckle, and at least I haven't been rendered impotent by latent pedophilia.
At least mine is latent.
Pansy.
Wormwand.
Stickleberry.
Strudel noodle.
Hey, didn't Ricky Lake already do an insane duck show? Yeah, last month during sweeps. The duck surprised a heroin-addicted right-wing paroled serial murderer with a gun fetish by telling him he loved him on the air. And the man flipped out and shot the duck and most of the studio audience with an Uzi he was carrying over his shoulder.
Who could have predicted?
Those things always come as a shock.
Anyway, what's up, Docs? Am I getting out of here or what?
Well, apparently you're demented, delusional, and most likely dangerous, but that's only good if it helps our careers.
However, we do get paid $400 a day by the state to spend $18 on use, so we'll keep you here for the rest of the month and run further tests.
I tell you, going inside a person's head and making omniscient and absolute decisions on things we couldn't possibly know for certain is exhausting.
It sure is. Let's go to the dispensary and relax.
Alrighty. I'll see your Xanax and raise you 2 phenobarbitals.
Too rich for my blood.
Oh, no. Oh, the shakes are starting. I need my L-Dopa.
Should have thought of that before you bluffed my pair of 5s with that straight flush. So, Patsies, how's it work? How do they know who's nutso and who isn't?
Well, a definitive clinical response is almost impossible given the vagaries of the human mind. For a more informed answer, I'd have to ask my invisible friend, the great Tom Toon.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue either, but I might.
Mostly, though, sheep have the biggest sinks.
Uh-huh. Well, no matter. All I really want to know is why I gotta be stuck in this lunatorium when all I really need is...
Dinner!
Not too shabby. None of Bernice's kelp or bran, and sporks, my favorite harmless utensil. If I were allowed to wear a belt, I'd loosen it contentedly. I'd sure love to sit out on the...
Patio! Everyone to the patio for evening relaxation.
I feel like a...
Nap!
I wonder what's on.
Television. Breakfast.
Hey, guys, you gotta read this Gatsby book. And so we beat on. Boats against the current. Borne back ceaselessly into the past. It's sad, but beautiful, you know?
Mr. Duckman, the court ordered a 1-month observation period. Though we still find you more poorly adjusted than James Dean's brake linings, clinically you are not crazy, so you are free to go.
Go? Ha! Out there? With the noise and the cleaners and the construction workers? I don't think so. I actually read this book, and I never read books that don't have the word spank in the title. Who had the time with all the shouting and anarchy and chaos? The regimentation here is just what I've needed. The perfect antidote to the haphazard world outside. I feel like I've wasted all this time scrambling around, misusing my time and energy. Hey, just like Gatsby.
What are you saying, Mr. Duckman?
I'm staying. I love it here. I need a place where things work like they're supposed to when they're supposed to. When I, spill something on my sheets, I get new ones. When I want pepper steak, it's pepper steak day. The guy who cleans the bathroom does it so well, I don't even try to aim. I've always wanted to live in a world that fits the way I think and feel, and I found it. Here, in an asylum. And I ain't never leaving.
Ethically, we can't keep a sane man confined.
Which is why we keep these handy. Would you be willing to sign this form permanently committing yourself to the institution?
Faster than you can say Jimmy Pearsall. Done and doneer. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's 18 minutes to lunch, and I've heard this guy Dickens is a real ray of sunshine. Should make my, El Ranchero and peas even tastier. It was the best of times and the best of times.
Aunt Bernice, we were in our rooms enjoying a quiet evening of, respectively, quantum theory,
Nuclear physics.
I'm updating my collection of cold sores.
when we realized why everything was so peaceful and idyllic. Dad's still gone!
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Sorry to come in without knocking, but these shows are only 22 minutes. Since it's been well over a month since Duckman entered the mental hospital, I can only assume that he's being held against his will, and once again it's up to us to rescue him.
Oops, I'm doing a rehearsal of the Tri-State Water Safety Civilian Review Board Pep Gals Glee Club.
Bernice, this is about the right of ordinary citizens to be free from the capricious imposition of a state-enforced idea of normalcy. Also, he owes me $3.
You're right, Cornfed. No innocent person should suffer like that, and neither should Duckman. Once more into the breach! Yeah! We demand you release Duckman immediately!
No.
Well, we did everything we could. Who's for waffles?
Yay!
Cornfed's log, pig date 31489.7, or in layman's terms, Tuesday. Conventional efforts to free Duckman have failed, so I've had to resort to my emergency contingency plan.
Just think, 1 month ago my world was a living hell, and now I get to shower every day with a bunch of naked, wet, insane people.
There'll be no sodomy, or you'll get a lobotomy.
Sorry, I thought he was catatonic.
Nothing like a schedule, right, gang? 10 minutes for staring and drooling, then it's twitching and moaning time.
Duckman, were you able to get that strawberry jello for me?
On your plate tonight. And look in the mashed potatoes. There's an extra dose of Librium for Bastille Day. Hey, Frankaroonie, had a wonderful and horrible time last night. It's the last time I party with the manic depressives. Wow! Don't you ever knock?
Duckman, I'm afraid we'll have to dispense with our usual time-killing lively banter. You're in terrible danger. The fact that you're enjoying your time here like it's a vacation has convinced them that you're really crazy, and they've scheduled you for electroshock.
That's ridiculous.
I stole your chart. Take a look.
Electroshock is like a bad thing, right?
I've planned your escape. Let's go. Shh! It's me. I'm disguised as a psychotic delusion. Typical mental health professionals refuse to acknowledge any violation of their hyper-rational worldview. As a result, they can't see me.
I see a monster!
Of course you do. Medication!
I brought one for you, too.
Scarlett O'Hara?
I had a lot of taffeta lying around.
The monster's dating a fictional Civil War heroine!
Of course he is. Straight jacket and gurney!
So we can waltz right out of here without anyone seeing us?
Yes, but be careful. We'll only stay delusions as long as we avoid anything these characters would ever actually say or do.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. What? It's a common expression.
Holding me against my will is a violation of the Hippocratic Oath, the Geneva Convention, and the UN Charter.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. You are insane, and I can prove it.
A PTA meeting with cucumbers instead of parents.
That's it! You're the first one to ever get it right!
You're free to go.
Thanks. Sorry.
So, here I am, about to be tapioca. And make no mistake, I am a nutcase. It didn't work on the outside, didn't work on the inside. So what else could I be but crazy? Clearly, the only thing to do is hickory smoke my brain to perfection with 10,000 volts of electricity. 10,000 volts? Good morning.
Duckman, are you all right? Those doctors gave you electroshock.
Good for me.
You don't mind having your brain destroyed?
Heck no. They're board-certified professionals. They know what's best. Oh, boy! Highway construction. How wonderful to see the government using my hard-earned money to improve my life.
Duckman, those workers are just goofing off.
Nonsense and tosh, Corny. They're using their cowboy boots to tamp down the asphalt. Besides, I love this song.
Cornfed's log, supplemental. Duckman has become a cheerful, mindless zombie. In many ways, this is an improvement, but his pro-country music attitude has me worried.
Look, a note from my family. Welcome home, Duckman. We have a dangerous gas leak and have fled for our lives. Go in and take care of it. Oh, how thoughtful. They spelled my name right. Hello, gas company. I have a dangerous leak. Well, great. Thank you. They said to wait here and they'll show up whenever they feel like it.
Doesn't that annoy you?
Of course not. After all, I'm paying them.
Duckman, you can't keep waiting.
Oh, nonsense. I'm sure they'll be here before winter.
You need to get some fresh air.
You're right, old friend. There's nothing like fresh air. Oh, well, serves me right for disobeying gas company orders.
Breathe this.
Terrific! What's going on?
I reversed your electroshock. Lucky I sent away for that course in neurosurgery. Hey, if Sally Struthers is selling, I'm buying. You see, Duckman, I realize that it's the person who can cheerfully accept the madness of this world that is truly insane.
You said a mouthful, old swine of mine. That hospital may have been a stinking hellhole, but the so-called normal world is really bad. So let's face it, the only answer, the only sane way to deal with any of this is ruthless, random acts of violence, making sure they're all wiped out, the innocent and guilty alike, in a hail of gunfire, cleft in twain by my mighty sword, trampled into the dust and squashed like the stupid, tiny, unsegmented insects they are, and...
Of course, I may need to do a little fine-tuning. Oi.
Good for me. Coincidence that you wander by just as I'm saving the city from this blow-up doll that somebody accidentally left connected to the air pump in his bedroom while I was busy swiping batteries from his family smoke detectors to use inside a camcorder.
The monster will destroy us all. It is big.
But the doll, she is my friend.
You are mad. We must kill the monster.
No! You've come back to me. You blind blind, ignorant fools! Why must man always destroy what he loves? Can't you see? She was good. She was giving. She was self-sanitizing. When will we learn? When will we learn? When will we learn?
Shut up, you tufted turd. That happened 3 days ago.
Denizens! Since our reactions to the Inflatomate incident were more destructive than the monster itself, and because of my own craven need to carve political gain from any tragedy that presents itself, I, as your mayor, have called this city meeting to review our preparedness plan in case of another disaster.
Disaster?
There's another disaster?
We're all gonna die!
There's no disaster! Jeez, I didn't expect such a tidal wave of reaction.
Tidal wave?
Oh my God, there's a tsunami!
Tie me to something!
There's no tidal wave either! Sit down! Now, a brief review of our current emergency plans shows they may be slightly out of date. So, in order to update and help us prepare for our next, and in this city, inevitable crisis, I've just appointed one of our leading citizens to be our civil preparedness coordinator. Bernice, come on down!
Well, your aunt holding court is where I tune out. So, excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Listen up! Tomorrow we're having a disaster preparedness drill. At noon, everyone in this city is to report to the underground abandoned biosphere. Closed 2 years ago when the government discovered it was just a bunch of guys in lab coats having sex. We'll remain there a short while until the drill monitors in Washington give us the signal to come out. Is that clear?
Every Giorgio and his Aunt Marnie. Hey, a Q-tip. The one end's almost clean.
Duckman, don't forget today's the day of the...
That was a little treat from Duet 7, featuring Frank Sinatra and William Shatner. A quick reminder, today is the day of the disaster...
Step lively, Pops! The walker's made for walking. Last thing I need's another hood ornament. Top of the morning, my porcine partner in swine. Usual full day of work ahead?
Actually, no. As every man, woman, and domesticated animal in this city already knows, we only work a half day today before partaking in the disaster readiness.
I know you're saying something because I see your lips moving, but I haven't heard a word since half day! Baruch atah Hashem.
Duckman, this isn't one of those holidays where you have to pretend to be Jewish. This is the day of the disaster readiness.
Great, then time's a wasting, Seafed. Half day means I blow out of here at lunch.
But you always blow out of here at lunch.
You're right, I do. So today isn't really special after all, unless I leave right now. Take it sleazy, Carjacks. Anybody needs me, I'll be giving a much-needed boost to one of our fine local business establishments. Rubber hoses, Spanish flies, chafe-free palm oil. Excuse me, my girlfriend and I are celebrating our 3rd anniversary next week. The 3rd anniversary commemorated, of course, by the giving of leather. And since you two have the same magnificent shapeliness, I was wondering if you could try these on. Just to strike a few poses. I'll be in a dark corner where you can't see me.
What are you doing here? Don't you know it's time for the drill?
The drill? Well, I've read about that in specialty magazines, but I've never actually tried it. Ooh, here's a favorite. This love slave's ready for flogging. I prefer a half-inch reed, medium firm. Oh.
Single file, single file, single file. Oh, sorry.
I wonder where Dad is.
Don't worry. He'd never miss a chance to be in a dark, confined space with thousands of women.
I don't know. Knowing that downy dog do, he could be doing something really stupid, like stumbling around town in a bondage mask or something.
Come on!
Hello? 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 It's empty. Everyone's gone. There's only one logical explanation. A rare communicable disease has wiped out all of humanity in the last 10 minutes, and I've been spared because of an act of God. Or because I've already had a rare communicable disease. I'm the last person on Earth. Everyone I know. My family. They're all gone. Of course, the death of all other living things does have its benefits. Shorter lines at the post office, front row seats for most major sporting events. And pagers!
Biosphere, it's a sewer!
Friends, neighbors, remember why we're here. Let's all pitch in and stop acting like a bunch of puking little nipple suckers with 10-pound Pampers, or I'll pull your spleens out through your noses! Thank you. Now, any minute, the major from the Disaster Preparedness Agency will issue the all-clear on this special hotline. Perhaps Mayor Gallagher will give us a few words of inspiration.
There's a special place in hell for those of you who brought dogs.
Next, a man you know not only for the fabulous Rice Krispie squares he makes for the Raise Money to Wipe Out Wayne County Bake Sale every year, but for his sensational performances in our annual production of Fiddler on the Roof, Cornfed!
Hola. Some of you might remember that I got my psych degree right down the street at Nicastro Community College. Chuckle. I see some fellow NCC alums. Go ringworms. Anyway, I've been asked to talk to you because these drills can be traumatic, reminding us how at any moment we could hear that siren and suddenly be faced with earth-shattering news.
The earth-shattering? Dev, you said so!
We're doomed! I knew we should have built that space ark!
Anything else, Dr. Fear?
Ahem. As I was saying, despite our concerns, we should all be mature enough to suppress the kind of primal, destructive behavior that comes in a time of crisis. But if someone does snap, for safety's sake, you should be able to recognize the stages he'll go through. First is indulgence in petty revenges.
That's for revoking my license. That's for making women expect an orgasm every damn time. That's for sucking. Damn you, Siskel. You won this round, but I'll be back.
But then melancholia intrudes.
My family, my friends, my whole calling circle, gone. I even miss Bernie, the bitch.
And he'll gravitate to a place where he feels safe and nurtured.
Ooh, baby, give me a big woodcock. I love North American game birds.
Can you handle my woodcock, which is like a long-billed sandpiper?
I'd love to pet the soft brown-gray plumage of a woodcock, the actual name of the kind of bird. That woodcock bird feels great.
Refreshed, he becomes more violent, inexorably drawn to entropy and chaos. To quote Jeff Goldblum,
Uncle Cornfed, people stopped listening an hour ago.
They were hotter under the collar than a priest with a deep heating rub inside his, clerical collar. Hey, it's my first joke in 8 episodes. Lay off.
Tree from items that were strewn about. Mostly tinfoil, newsprint, and feces.
I don't know what feces are, but they smell like crap. We want out before the pig starts talking again.
this crowd is more excitable than Cokie Roberts after a few drinks.
Washington now! No phones, explosions, and we've been here for hours. It's time somebody finds out what's going on.
We saw a movie where during a drill, terrorists took over the city.
I saw a movie where during a drill, terrorists took over the city.
Ajax, that's the same movie.
Actually, they're all the same movie. That's why Hollywood films are like visits from old friends.
Hey, Zippy, that isn't helping. And neither is this view of Bernice.
This is getting creepy, and we still don't know where Dad is.
Though a picture is starting to form.
Well, for someone surrounded by devastation, I am one lucky duck. I found food, kindling, and a soft seat.
Holy shit!
I am Iron Man! Uh-oh. Phew, no, I'm done.
That's either 800 tons of raging destructive floodwater or Rush Limbaugh on rollerblades.
Oh, will you stop with your dry little pig jokes?
Everyone thinks your butt is huge.
Glorioski, being trapped in a sewer isn't everything I dreamed it would be.
Our only way out is to float up to that drainage pipe. Stay there! We'll get you out! What are you supposed to be?
I'm Akers the waiter, madam. The employment agency sent me.
Why would they send a waiter to a disaster drill in a sewer?
It's a very bad employment agency, madam. Canopy?
Boy, I'm learning a little something about being alone. I miss other people more than I thought I would. The companionship, the sharing, the simple human contact. Get away! It's mine! A woman. And she's so beautiful, serene, angelic. I almost feel bad about staring at her knockers. Wow! I can't believe someone broke into the old brazier on a stick warehouse before I did. We may be the only ones left. I should extend the hand of friendship. Find a way to connect. Last woman on Earth, I'm Duckman. So, enough small talk. Those leotards got a snap? Oh, great. I'm the only guy on Earth she can have sex with, and she still wants me to buy her dinner. What's the matter? You a deaf mute? Well, why didn't you say so? Your name. I have to know your name. Let's see. Amy? Emily? Grivsliv? Shot in the dark. That was the name on my first restraining order. Oh, gymnast, huh? So you must have been training so hard you didn't notice everyone disappear. Okay, Grivsliv, here's what's up. Wait a minute. She has no idea what's going on. She's probably been wandering the city for hours, alone and afraid. I better break it to her easy. Everyone's dead. Let's loot.
Do you hear something? It sounds like ball bearings.
Oh, my God.
There's something wrong.
The pipe's plugged up. We won't have oxygen for long.
There must be some way out of here.
Hand grenade, hand grenade. Tuxedo!
pipe's been blown open.
There's something outside.
Incredible! It looks like some kind of lost city.
There's a temple dedicated to the arts.
And another honoring the poor and needy.
It appears to be the charred remains of a civilization made up entirely of Democrats.
Well, go ahead, Griswold. Anything on the menu. Granted, all the fresh food is rotting and covered with maggots, but on the bright side, we don't have to tip. You know, Griswold, it's always been a dream of mine to meet a woman who can bend over backwards and lick her heels but can't yell for help. Ah! Shh. There's someone out there. There's only one logical explanation. Space mutants!
Dr. Giller, how are your readings?
Normal. I don't understand it. When we lost contact with the city, I feared the worst. But what hideous, mindless force could have caused such death and destruction?
No lights! They can see us.
Flaming knee pads. What next?
A canopy? Well, if there's anything I can do for you.
Wait a minute. Someone has to go through that door and see if it's safe. Akers?
If there's anything else I can do for you.
It's our only chance, Akers! Come on, be a man.
Oh, no. You just want me to go because I'm expendable. You're the regulars. I'm the guest star. I'll die and you'll instantly forget me.
That's ridiculous. Here, let me help you. I'm afraid the fire has killed,
What was his name?
I'm not sure.
I forget.
Never mind, not important.
You stay here, Griswold. I'm gonna go reason with him. Oh, no! Bullets bounce right off them! We better run for it. Actually, you run. I'll take the car. You know, like a decoy. Oh, never mind. Let's go. Ah, my ankle! Ah, my other ankle! Ah, my thigh!
What are you doing?
Oh, no! They hear our language and learn it instantly! No! Don't eat me! Eat her! Once you've had gymnast, you'll never go back! You can't hear, right? Ah! Bernice! Thank God you've come. I'm about to be eaten by space zombies.
There's nothing for us here. Let's head back to the sewer.
You idiot, we're scientists.
Oh. Well, I know that. Obviously, a space mutant would have to be some kind of a scientist.
What's going on here?
It was a drill. The whole city took refuge in an underground shelter, and somehow something happened to trap us under the earth and destroy the city.
Hey, if you think I had anything to do with this...
Duckman did this to our city! Let's get him!
Wait, this isn't Duckman's fault? I don't mean that literally, of course. It's absolutely his fault, and he should be severely punished. But none of us has anything to be proud of after the way we acted in that shelter. In a sense, we were no better than Duckman. Again, I'm speaking figuratively. We were a lot better than Duckman. But the point is... Oh, hell, I can't even convince myself. Let's get him.
Yeah, give me a Beggar's Banquet burger, a goat's head scoop of going to a cocoa yogurt, and a Beast McBurton value meal with painted black coffee. And don't skip on the game pieces. I only need a Jan winner to win. Damn! Wonder what closet they hid that one in. Oh, well, time for plan B. And since my mother was eaten by opossums, finding this was a tad bit traumatic. Of course, I'm open to a settlement.
If I had a nickel for every bloke with an opossum, I'd buy out my contract so Mick couldn't keep involving me in all these merchandising schemes. And I'm the lucky one. Woody silkscreens t-shirts and Keith does customer service for the Stones credit card. Rolling Stones card, please.
Bad land. Now I'll have to sue you for, say, $5 million or the winning game piece, whichever would cause you the least hardship. A tropical vacation, and after only 3 months of intensive care. Just shows you what hard work and self-immolation will get you.
Stow it in the overhead, Scabbo. This third world paradise you're taking us to is a squalid armpit full of dirt-poor, mud-dumb squatters oppressed by a cruel dictatorship.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Now try saying it the way I do. As a magical getaway with no smog, no boomboxes, no traffic, and best of all, no clothing required on the beaches.
I didn't hear you. I was enjoying the in-flight audio entertainment. I'm a sucker for Alan and Rossi. Of course, I agree with whatever you said, seeing as you invited me along for free when you made other travel arrangements for Grandmama.
I do what I can, and I wish I could do something about this cabin temperature. It's too hot. I'm sweating like a lot.
Perhaps you're perspiring like a hygienically impaired individual because there's a fireball on the wing.
Flight 107 has arrived at Puerto Guano International Airport. Please prepare to deplane. If you're continuing on to Havana, please remain seated while the aircraft is serviced.
Dad, this doesn't look anything like... Dad?
Shouldn't we be getting the bags to the room?
Nah, Bernice and Grandmama can get themselves there. Bags! Bernice! Grandmama! Once again, it sails over his head. Well, I, for one, can't wait another minute to experience vacation paradise. Ah! Hey, Chiquita, how's about a banana? My polo es muchacho daiquiri. She digs me. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you'd get in the spirit and out of those threads yourself. You're scaring the locals. Oh, I get it. Little worried people will chuckle-wuckle at your piggly wiggly. Look, I know a doctor whose specialty is stretching the old meat budget, if you know what I mean.
Believe me, the woman who catches my bouquet will be in hog heaven. I just have a tattoo I'm embarrassed about. What can I say? He was one mesmerizing Minnesotan.
Hola, senorita. Care for a Duckman burrito with extra hot sauce? Whew! Hey, Cantina boy, give me a tall glass of water. My sister-in-law in her birthday suit just gave me a libidoectomy. Uh-oh. Time for Innard Skinner to cut a new track. Some vacation. Next thing you know, I'll find out they have... That's it! Exotic third world paradise, smexmotic, smurl, you know what I mean. Worlds 1, 2, and 3 suck eggs. We need a fourth world where they do things the right way, my way, where they don't have any paid toilets. There are no more telemarketers. There are no more valets changing your seat and your radio dials. And no more people who write "wash me" in the dust of your car every year, even though last year's is still completely legible. I can't take it anymore. Convenience stores with 6-year-old milk, 24-hour towers that are shut down for 22 hours. Blah, 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 blah.
I wish we understood English.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, I could rant forever, but I still need to send a dumpagram to Commander Septic. Yeah, maybe that swanky casino has a free cab. Yo, Paco. I'm an American, and I guess the word American still makes them quake in their boots. Woo, baby. Got him. Oh, no. Not another intervention.
Well, Duckman, you've done it now.
Oh, right. Sorry. Well, a little airwick, you'll never know I was...
Government's been overthrown! And guess who's responsible?
Wait, I know this. Eli Whitney? Harriet Beecher Stowe? Aaron Burr?
No, Ajax.
Unless it's someone named Isosceles Triangle, I've wasted a whole year of school.
Well, I'm guessing you mean me, but what did I have to do with it?
Senor, the Great Toilet Rebellion was inspired by your passion. We would be honored if you would be the new El Presidente.
You want me to be a cigar?
No, you spastic ooze monkey. They want you to be the dictator.
They do? Does that mean I could make whatever laws I want? Run things my way?
Of course. Your word would be law.
Duckman, part of me believes that you're judicious and mature enough to handle unlimited power. Of course, that same part of me believes that JFK shares a townhouse with Elvis and Jim Morrison on a small Mediterranean island.
Está usted un snubbo? If I thought, as you do, that government should be run only by competent and experienced and smart and reasonable people, I would never have voted for term limits. Besides, me having unlimited power, the blind adoration of millions, total control over the fate of an entire people? What could possibly go wrong?
For a complete list, send $12 to Journal Graphics, Washington, D.C. 20300.
Too military. Too spiky. Too fruity. Too phallic. Too heavy. Not phallic enough. That's the one!
Listen, Moammar Cadoofus. We want you to give us cabinet positions, so when this already godforsaken stinkhole turns into the festering sulfur pit it'll inevitably become after a few hours with you at the helm, we can impeach you!
You? You actually think I'd put you in charge of something? First lady, have a nice ring to it?
Perfect. I'll devote myself to starting new programs dedicated to improving education, healthcare, and housing for the poor.
Excellent. I need useless social programs to cut when I'm pretending to be fiscally responsible.
As for us, Dad, we'd be happy to bring Puerto Guano's arts and humanities up to their proper level of esteem.
Not to worry. Taking my inspiration from current American attitudes, I just ordered a new artists and poets wing for the prison.
What about the environment and employment?
Like those are things people worry about. Okay, Charles, La Bamba.
Mambo.
Whatever. You're Minister of Industry. You're Minister of the Environment.
Spotted owls!
More jobs.
Spotted owls!
More jobs.
Ajax, you can have a position I believe you're uniquely qualified for. El Vice Presidente. And your duties are to, guard that ashtray.
Wow. By myself?
Use the army if you want.
Thanks, Dodd.
And Corny, you'll be my Secretary of State. So get me a cup of coffee and then take a letter. Wait, never mind. Time for my first balcony harangue.
Borrow your ashtray?
Sure. Damn.
Today, I come to you with a vision. A vision not only of exploiting my high office for personal gain, but of a shining island country where the common man is king. Where people will no longer live under the jackboot of a dictatorial madman who makes you adhere to his every whim. I think I'll call it Duckmania, and whoever doesn't like it will die an ugly and painful death! In my first 100 days, I pledge to wipe out the annoyances that blight your pitiful existence. And so I present to you my contract with Duckmania. An end to car alarms that talk, to supermarket carts with jiggly wheels, and to people who put cute messages on their answering machines. An end to music videos which feature the band instead of sweaty, half-naked girls. To really hairy guys in public swimming pools. Furthermore, Duckman outlaws all babies in movie theaters. And Duckman outlaws all people who refer to themselves in the third person. Possession of a leaf blower, unconstitutional. Fat women wearing spandex, 5 to 10, no parole. And public exhibition of an Adam Sandler movie, lethal injection.
Duckman, we need to talk.
Aren't we forgetting something?
Hail, Duckman.
Soldier, you have a button loose. Remember, 3 buttons loose at all times.
Duckman, can't you see that you're trying to pay rent at the Fool's Paradise Motel with expired American Express reality checks?
Huh?
You're taking a ride on the roller coaster of power without being as tall as Mr. Maturity's hand.
Eh?
If you lose touch with ordinary people's lives, you'll travel the same route as those before you, and I don't want to be here when they realize you're not God.
But I am God. It says so in the Constitution. So you see, Corny, everything is taken care of. With Duckman at the wheel, there's no way anything bad can ever happen.
That address again, Journal Graphics, Washington, D.C., 20300. Kids, about your father.
You're worried about his refusal to share his power with the people.
It bothered us too. A little lower. Till we realized that free elections would lead to corrupt special interest groups keeping a permanent government from sharing their power with the people.
Dad's just cut out the middleman.
Bernice, I'm afraid your entire family has gone off the deep...
Love to chat, but I'm in the middle of a cabinet debriefing.
Senor Duckman, I have terrible news. The treasury, she is almost empty.
Nonsense. Where could all the money have gone? Last one in the caviar is a rotten egg. Senator Stark, one of the U.S. Senate's most distinguished moral degenerates. I thought you were at the performance I arranged of our boys' choir.
They sing, too? Mr. Presidente, there's something terribly wrong about using these people's money for your own personal pleasure.
Well,
You should be using ours. The U.S. taxpayer needs to see a few patently propped-up puppet governments that do whatever we say under the threat of violence in order to reaffirm the supremacy of American values and ethics.
A noble standard to uphold, Senator. Hey, I could burn down our unsightly rainforest and put in a new army base with missiles aimed at, oh, I don't know, whoever you want. And that's just the beginning, Senator. True, there are those who think me mad, but I ask you, would a madman plan to have the island dynamited into the shape of his own glorious head? Would a madman publicly announce a master plan for U.S.-funded total global domination? Would a madman come up with a different victory dance for every country he conquers? Canada. Swaziland. Boise.
Duckman, despite a weak spot for the Canada dance, I hereby resign as Secretary of State. No decent person can stand by while you trample the people and principles of an entire nation. Also, they ran out of those little miniature hot dogs.
This pig displeases me. Seize him. Fine, go. I don't need you, you hear me? I don't need you. I can always get another secretary. I'll call Kelly's. Or better yet, here, Gecko. You pledge to uphold the office of Secretary of State? I'll take that as a yes.
If we're to be effective as a band of rebels trying to bring down the Duckman regime, we must be in top fighting condition. Come at me. I'll show you. Oh, hi.
Corn-fed as members of the First Family, we've grown disillusioned with our lives of decadence and hubris.
And we want to save Dodd from his raging ego.
Ajax, I think you mean ego.
Oh, once again I've confused Dodd's psyche with a toasted breakfast food. Although the image of fighting off a bloodthirsty waffle will forever remain a favorite in the playground of my mind.
I can't let you join us, boys. Regardless of the circumstances, the notion of teaching you to betray your own father paralyzes me with guilt.
He called you a whiny little trough-licking turncoat who talks in a deep voice to overcompensate for his inadequacies with women.
We'll start with 12 ways to impale a man on a palm frond.
Corn-fed. Corn-fed. I want him executed!
But he's not here.
Then have his magazine executed!
Senor Presidente, we have scoured the countryside. Corn-fed and his band of marauders are nowhere to be found.
All right, time for my secret weapon. Uncage the invisible psychic flying monkeys.
Such a thing does not exist.
Small-minded fool! Just because you're not invisible and psychic like me and my monkeys, must you criticize everyone that is?
Charles and Mambo, you infiltrate the palace via hand-dug tunnels. Ajax, you blow open the gates with a crude bomb made from papayas and fried plantains. We'll all rendezvous in the palace gardens at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Any questions?
What's all this about?
Once again, the U.S. is spending millions to oust a puppet they spent millions to get into office. They'll spend more millions on the cover-up to hide having spent those millions, and even more millions to discredit members of the media who report otherwise. It's a good thing they print their own money.
Dodd's a puppet? That would explain his eerie silence every time Sherry Lewis drinks a glass of water.
Stop crying over me, Puerto Guano!
Listen to them. How dare the populace accuse me of squandering this country's savings?
Duckman, something's missing.
Ah! You're right! Where's my collection of early colonial wooden butt plugs?
No, it's the boys. I haven't seen them for hours. Several hundred hours.
Ouch!
Duckman, they've left to join Cornfed's band of rebels. Everyone's deserting us. I'm getting out of here while I still can.
Traitor! Have a shot!
But she's already gone.
Then have a statue shot!
Cover me.
Gadzooks, some hooligan left the gate ajar.
Whoa! Stop, you fools! Look upon my chest of medals in fear. Okay. Like any great political figure, I'll buy your love. As a reward to all who support my administration, I will give each of you 10 centavos. Of course, to finance such a generous gift, I have to raise your taxes by 11 centavos. Et tu, Grandmama? Well, take that! General, my faithful right-hand man. And with me, that term has a lot of extra meaning.
El Duckman, since you plundered our economy, we've decided to make up for it by turning your execution into a pay-per-view spectacular. Will it be this lovely guillotine? This brand new electric chair? Or a conversation with Kathy Lee?
Cody said the cutest thing today.
Have you no mercy?
Good people, Duckman has crippled your economy, ravaged your natural resources, shattered your spirit. Still, his name is on all my stationery.
That's the second dream vacation / near-death experience you've put us through, Duckman. I'm starting to rethink our Christmas getaway to Iraq.
Ingrates. Next time I become dictator of a small Latin American country, the first thing I'll do is kill everyone before they can turn on me.
No lesson is ever lost on you, Duckman. Fascinating, isn't it? History shows us that however well-intentioned a revolt may be, people are still imperfect as rulers. No matter who you elect, eventually they grow corrupt. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Even in a society with an informed electorate, one that is willing to examine all aspects, do things in, but not without going. Shoes, cheese, never mind.
Just where Dad said it would be. Oi, this could be dangerous. I think I'll lean against this metal plate.
Good work, Ajax. Keep holding it right there.
Dad, we have something very important to talk to you about.
And I'd love to talk to you about it, beloved children. Just that right now, there's a special I want to catch on A&E.
It's the Monster Truck Wrestle Deathmatch.
Darn! Cousteau's preempted again?
Duckman, your children are coming to you for advice. Don't you know what that means? They're sick. They need therapy now.
But Aunt Bernice, it's something Dad can help us with. You see, we have women problems.
So you want to talk to... you actually want to... You mean...
Oh, bray on, McButt. As it happens, your father will gladly share his worldly wisdom on the subject of the, I'd normally say fairer, except I'm in the same room as your Aunt Bernice sex. But these pay-per-view events are on 4 times a day, and I'm saving $39.95 every time I watch. Pirated cable. No one's the wiser.
We have a code blue at 897B, scramble!
So, what seems to be the trouble?
It's Amanda.
And Alexis.
The most beautiful girls in the world.
We think about them all the time.
We dream of being their boyfriends now, in high school, and maybe even going to college to matriculate with them.
Oh! That's for the idiotic, tasteless, puerile remark you're about to make.
What we're getting to, Dad, is Mom.
She was wonderful. The most incredible woman ever, right?
So we figured, who better to ask than you about winning the love of your life?
Good point.
The idea that someone like you could get someone like her.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I mean you, of all people.
Yes, well...
You must know more than anybody about overcoming insurmountable, impossible, overwhelming odds to win.
I get the point! I would be pleased to tell you the tale of the greatest, purest love the world has ever known.
Well, gotta run. Every time Duckman talks about marrying my sister, that's my cue to vomit till I pass out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Smelvis has left the building. Okay, kiddo, settle in by my webs and let me take you back to the days when I was a carefree romantic, roaming the glorious back roads of America. Miserable, stinking, potholed, cow pie and road apple covered, flattened animal guts everywhere you look, back roads of America. Take one wrong turn and you end up in the middle of bumfuck.
Sorry about your cow.
Hey, Dad, can you speed this up a little?
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm Duckman. What's your name?
I'm Beatrice. I don't know where you're going, but it looks like you could use a lift.
Oh, really? I don't mind driving. It's the least I can do after hitting your cow.
It's not like it was your fault. It was just one of those one-in-a-million things that can never happen.
And then, kids, I did something I never did before with a woman. Something that took me to new levels of ecstasy.
Dad!
I listened to her.
Yeah. I'm actually not from Iowa. I grew up in a place far away, with a way of life that was so different, even primitive. Well, sometimes I really miss North Dakota. What brings you to Root Canal?
A magazine sent me to photograph old covered bridges. Of course, the only thing stupider than reading a book about covered bridges or seeing a movie about covered bridges is taking pictures of covered bridges, so I'm working on a little project of my own.
What?
Nudie playing cards. Classy, not the cheap kind, though we are hoping to hold the price under $1.
Nudie playing cards?
Yeah, you know, big busty women with diamonds and spades and What an idiot I was, thinking I could talk about that to a woman like her.
Like the Farstrike deck?
The 34?
I was thinking 32. His 10 of clubs was a classic.
But how do you...
Papa. He taught playing cards in the human form at the local university. In fact, you kind of remind me of him.
And that was it. That was the moment I knew. She was the one.
Oh, look!
You, thinking what I'm thinking?
Uh-huh.
I can't believe it. A story from Dad's past that didn't involve the phrase morals charge.
And one that actually taught us something. Come on, let's go and win our true loves.
We were so in love, we didn't even mind when the Frog Society brought us up on that morals charge.
There they are! When did we first realize that Amanda and Alexis were the girls for us?
Who can say? Maybe it was something they said, something they wore, the way they moved. Hi. I'm Mambo, and this is Charles.
And,
we think you're neat.
Hiya, sweetmeats. Excuse our dust, short and nerdy. Yeah, we said we'd take you to the malt shop, and here we are.
Thanks a lot, Dad. Not only did your inspirational tale fail to win us the hearts of the girls we love, it led to our complete and total humiliation.
Now we're filled with self-pity, self-doubt, and self-hatred.
Boys, welcome to adulthood. Next stop, car payments and flaccidity.
That's the last time we take romantic advice from a man who thinks Dickinson and Wadsworth are porno stars.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite following you. Anyway, if you let me continue my flashback, maybe you two could learn something yet. The next few days with your mother seemed like 9.5 weeks. Strawberries, ice, olives. These sundry tastes and textures will lead to an erotic awakening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Step 1, 2. Step 1, 2. Step 1, 2. See, this isn't so difficult. You're very graceful, Duckman, very gentle.
Now it's time to teach you my kind of dance. You put your down, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis, and thrust your pelvis,
Well, in all my life, I've never felt this way towards another man.
Me neither. Well, maybe once, but I was a kid and there was a lollipop in it for me.
Duckman, you're so alive. I've never met anyone like you.
If you want me to stop, tell me now.
Make love to me, Duckman.
Wow! It's never been that good!
Duckman, I'm ready. Take me.
That was the happiest time of my life, until one day.
With each fall of the leaves, my love for you grows deeper and stronger. But there's something I must tell you.
Okay. From now on, I'll use neutralizer spray afterwards.
Well, okay. But what I want to say is...
Honey, I'm home.
Richard!
My love, how I've missed you.
Hey! I didn't know you had a brother!
Richard's not my brother. He's my...
No, wait, let me guess. I love guessing. Your pool guy, your gardener, your neighbor, your very friendly cable repairman.
Richard is my husband.
Oh, sorry I'm a few days early, honey. After our prize sow took the blue ribbon in the state fair, and I set it free because I can't bear seeing any living things slaughtered. I helped the Amish raise a few barns, taught some construction workers how to read, and gave sponge baths to a nice group of lepers. But through it all, I kept seeing your sweet face, Beatrice. I had to come home early. Your love is everything to me. If anyone ever came between us, it would kill me. It would just kill me. Well, forgive my manners. I'm Richard, Beatrice's loving husband. And you are?
I'm nobody. Goodbye.
You mean she was married?
Yep. I was squeezing the melons in the forbidden fruit section, dropping coins in somebody else's meter, burying my bone in the neighbor's backyard, plowing...
Okay. So what'd you do?
Plowing the wrong field. I set off wandering again. I was just another broken heart in the heartland. But as the weeks went by, I realized Beatrice's love was the only thing that could make me whole again, and that Richard was just a hurdle, a stumbling block, one of those electric fences around a girl's dormitory. In short, an obstacle that I'd have to overcome. As I walked back, I practiced how I was going to tell Richard that I was in love with his wife. I wanted to break the news to him delicately.
Duckman, what a wonderful surprise.
Richard, I'm in love with your wife. In fact, I have been since the first moment I laid eyes on her. I'm sorry, Richard, but my love for Beatrice is like the strong prairie winds which blow unchecked by man or beast. The mighty oak that grows stronger with each passing rain. The snow-capped peaks that tower above all else since time immemorial.
Duckman, your eloquence has moved me. I'll leave.
Dad, are you sure that's the way it happened?
Well, I may have changed a few details.
Duckman, what a wonderful surprise.
Richard, I'm in love with your wife. Huh. I did say it would kill him. Don't die! You can't die! I loved Beatrice even before I slept with her.
My heart.
Wait, damn you! I haven't finished! I rehearsed and everything! Come on, it's not like we used your bed. Just your floor, dining room table, workbench, hayloft. Wait, no! I gotta share this with someone! Claire! She said I was the best she ever had! What? The coroner ruled it was natural causes. And for an extra $10, he also ruled I had died in '68. 8 years of parking violations, goodbye.
So the lesson here, if we ignore all the criminal and inhumane elements, is that we can succeed by confronting and thereby overcoming our obstacles.
Hey, you have your spin and I have mine. Me, if you're gonna have an affair, make sure her husband has a heart condition.
There they are, Mambo. The holy grails of womanhood.
Be still, our heart. And there they are. Tweedledum and Tweedledummer.
Come on, it's time to confront our obstacles and overcome them, just like Dad. Hey, McGarrigles, we've got something to say to you.
We're in love with your girlfriends.
They didn't die.
What do we do now?
Don't say a word. I understand perfectly. You're at an age where you're curious about alternative lifestyles. But I'd go easy on the pastel shadows. Blend if you're gonna rev up the Revlon. I've got some light Egyptian foundation you might like. Maybe tawny bronze. You're autumns, right?
Dad, this isn't makeup.
Oh. Yeah, right.
We took your advice, Dad, and we got beat up.
How do we deal with the girls now?
Easy. Left hook to the ribs, followed by a stiff uppercut. Women have no answer for a solid...
No, Dad, the McGarrigle twins beat us up.
So what? I've been beaten up so many times, some people think it's affected my memory. Yeah, what was my point? Oh, yeah, never give up. You gotta keep trying.
Easy for you to say, putting aside Judeo-Christian morality, as you've apparently done your whole life. Richard's death solved your whole problem, right?
Far from it. It was at Richard's funeral that my problems began. I had to see her one more time, but I knew I couldn't see her there. I felt Richard deserved his privacy and dignity. I went back to the creek where we both fell in that first fateful day, figuring she'd go there after the funeral. I waited and waited. She obviously wasn't coming. I knew she'd have to leave Root Canal, maybe even the country. Still, I was determined to see her again. The question was, where could she be? Jeez Louise, it's hotter than that Thai food Beatrice likes some. Thai food? I know where she is! Do you speak English? I'm looking for this woman! Damn. Wait, Beatrice mentioned how much she liked Russian dressing. Do you speak English? I'm looking for this woman! Damn. Wait, I know. Beatrice liked the Spanish fly I slipped her. My only leads were things I remembered she loved. Swiss Miss, prune Danish, turkey sandwiches, French kissing, Michael Jordan, Scotch. I hit rock bottom when I couldn't find a country with the initials KY. I finally ended up in a savage, festering, scum-soaked cesspool of filth and misery where the living envied the dead. Excuse me, I'm looking... Oh, it's no use. I've searched so long and still can't find her. I wonder if there are people who search for a living.
I'm just a baggage handler, but I am going to the Barbizon Detective College at night. Maybe I could...
Hey, buddy, stick a valise in it! Let's see, I tried the boot country and the mitten-shaped one and the one that looks kind of like an anvil.
Did you look in her house?
Butt out, you Samsonite Delilah! I just realized I never looked in her house! Hey, deducing is fun!
If you like deducing, maybe you should become a detective.
Cripes, shut your hole! I'm just a flat, broke detective wannabe. How am I gonna get to Iowa?
I moonlight driving a big rig to Iowa. Want to ride?
If you yammer, you walk!
Fair enough. Here you go, mister.
Hey! I said dummy up!
Duckman, you're back!
I've been looking everywhere for you. Where'd you go?
Go? Well, the funeral ended at 12:06 and I went straight to the bridge by the creek where we both fell in. I just had a feeling you'd be there. Dumb, huh?
Well, I forgive you.
I loved Richard, but I was never in love with him. After he died so mysteriously, I should have looked for you, but your spirit is so free. I didn't want to tame the wild animal that is you. It would be wrong of me to restrain you, cage you, tie you down.
I pay big money for that back home. Oh, Beatrice. Everywhere I went, I played this moment a million times in my head, imagining what it would feel like when I finally found you. But now that I have, I never thought it would feel like this.
Why? What does it feel like?
Home. Well, I can see what you've been doing while I was gone. You know, all you can eat is not a challenge. I mean, even a train stops sometimes.
No, silly. I'm having a baby. Our baby. Our son.
A son? What should we name him? I've always liked the name Hef.
If it's okay, I'd like to name him after the thing that brought the most happiness into my life.
Well, that's the way it happened. Now's the part where you make some smart remark about how dumb I am, and I get insulted by your aunt and then take it out on other unsuspecting people by ranting at them for no reason.
Whoa, Dad.
We love you, Dad.
You're the best.
Thanks, guys. I sure love you, too.
And we're not gonna quit until we have a date with Amanda and Alexis.
Go get 'em. Okay, getting heavy, son.
Charles, Mumbo, well, we expected... The McGarrigles? I'm afraid immigration finally deported those illegal aliens back to Albania.
But the McGarrigles aren't Albanian.
Must be computer error, eh, Chaz?
Could take years to work out.
Anyway, I really like you, Amanda. And, well, would you go out with me tonight?
And Alexis, I think you're great. Would you go out with me tonight?
We'd love to!
Our dad says when you have feelings for someone, never give up.
He must be smart, huh?
When it comes to love, he's the smartest man we know.
The holy grails of womanhood.
cheating, liar, drunk, agent. Hello. And just in time for discipline hour. You! Bumper car! You think you can go plowing into a law-abiding if I can beat the statute of limitation citizen just because you're too lazy to take off those sunglasses indoors? Hey, don't point that white cane at me! Great, now I missed him dressing her wounds.
Look, Mr. Duckman, we've alphabetized all your files. We put all the cases you've solved in this folder. And all your failures over here. Divided by type. Miserable failure, total failure, and what were they thinking even hiring you in the first place, failure?
My, how efficient. In fact, you've inspired me to do a little filing of my own. Well, I better head off. I love language.
Will you be wanting your coffee now?
Every day, Corny, it's one little thing after another. The worm in your liverwurst, the spot of urine on your best tie. Now some yutz in the hall not watching where he's going. Sometimes I think I'm the only one who notices, who isn't totally oblivious to everything around him.
I'm not corn-fed.
Oh, right. The hat threw me.
I'm not wearing a hat.
That's what threw me.
Actually, Duckman, you should know who this is.
Of course I know who this is, trolling for truffles. It's that old crooner with the San Francisco song who did one of those unplugged albums and got popular again.
It's always a mistake to skip our morning briefings on who you know, where you live, and what you're currently under investigation for. This is Iggy Catalpa, the politically correct comedian who King Chicken used to try to drive you insane.
How come you always get the backstory?
How come you got a scene with Heather Locklear?
Duckman, you're the only one who can help me.
What?
You're the only one who can help me.
Come on, speak English, will you?
I'm sorry, Mr. Catalpa. Duckman has never heard that particular combination of words before. What Iggy means is that he's not here to hurt you because of a bill you haven't paid.
Oh, really? Do go on.
I have uncovered irrefutable proof that right here in our own beloved city there exists a shocking conspiracy. An evil conspiracy that encompasses the globe, yet is so cloaked in mystery as to befuddle the finest minds of our age, which is not to belittle the many other minds of our age, which, while they may not be the finest, are nonetheless fine indeed.
Mr. Catalpa, what exactly is this conspiracy?
It's villainy incarnate. Every time I do my wash in the laundromat, I lose one sock.
Oh, man! Watch out! A sock! Oh, my aching piles! Stop! One sock, huh? The bastards! If it's the last thing I do, I'll get to the bottom of this conspiracy. Well, how refreshing it is to have a client who appreciates the cost of doing business. But worry not, Mr. Catalpa. You can rest assured that in my relentless pursuit of the truth, I'll buy only what is absolutely necessary. Wally Bully! Wally Bully!
Duckman, since you've taken a case for apparently no other reason than to ruin the client's credit rating, the least you could do is...
Wally Bully!
I am taking wash and putting it into the dryer. Repeat, I am taking wash and putting it into the dryer.
I am taking my underpants and pulling them below my knees. Repeat, I am taking my underpants and pulling them below my knees.
While the odds of Iggy's conspiracy being true are roughly equivalent to the possibility of a Bob Dole Snoop Doggy Dogg duet, how can you totally dismiss it without the slightest pretense of investigation?
Please, Chronicle, that guy's more paranoid than all those people who are trying to kill me.
Paranoia is vital to the economy, Duckman. It supports a cottage industry of books, movies, television shows, trade fairs, and surveillance equipment.
Hey, name one thing I bought that wasn't essential for this case.
The closet full of Sanzabelt Armanis, the Evian waterbed, the 350 pounds of Malamars, the surround sound CD system you listen to while checking out the Sheryl Crow album cover for visible panty lines.
I said one thing.
Someone is entering the laundromat. It's your family.
My family? Oh, right, the washer broke.
I can't explain it, boys. If I didn't know better, I'd say someone sat on top of the rotator blades with the lid open in some perverse act of sexual depravity.
Why do I get the sneaking suspicion that it has to do with that walking fiasco who tries to pass himself off as our father?
Except it's hard to believe Dad could sink any lower in his pathetic attempts to fulfill his grotesque and unspeakable physical needs.
I can't believe they say that behind my back.
It's what they say to your face.
I know. You'd think they'd at least change a word or two.
Well, there's one good thing you could say about Dodd.
What's that?
Perhaps 1 is the wrong number.
And to think this is the year I almost remembered his birthday and Christmas. Hey, where were you?
Outside helping that campfire girl den mother.
Okay, but next time let someone else sew her arm on. You're tracking blood on the mohair.
You know, Duckman,
Me! That's all you ever think about. What about me? I'm having a deep and personal family crisis here, and I need to talk to someone. All the real detective teams confide in each other. Holmes and Watson, Starsky and Hutch, Hart and, what was his wife's name?
I'm sorry, Duckman. I'll listen to your pain. What is it you were saying?
Oh, forgot. Gotta hit the crapper. Hey, it's a documented medical condition! All right, let me through. Damn ninjas are like roaches in this city. Lay off the hooch, Nightcrawler. I tell you, near mythological Oriental martial arts warriors today got no self-respect.
No. Give me Iggy Katapa's stolen sock. No. Some detective investigating this conspiracy might see it and follow us.
Hey, would you mind?
Screw it.
Oh. Wow! Nothing like getting clubbed by a professional. You wake up clear-headed and refreshed. Not like with those sorority girls who think it's so funny to drop a concrete block on a guy who just spent 2 hours snaking a periscope through a shower drain. Hey, wait a minute. I've been kidnapped. Where have they taken me? Where could I be? Think. What's my location? What could this place be? Road maps? What kind of clue is that? I need road maps like I need these lists of emergency roadside service phone numbers and all these applications for the auto club. All right, fashion victims. What the hell's...
It's open. Hi, Duckman. Hang on a sec. Yeah, Marty, I went gold down 3 at the morning fixing. I want the Mideast talks inconclusive. Right, same as usual. Back home, I want you to keep on that liberals control the media, conservatives control the government thing, keeping in mind that both sides have worthwhile and valid points of view. I want Trudy Martin to break a heel outside her realty office at 3:46 p.m. And I want another sports strike. What's left? Okay, then, beach volleyball.
Iggy, what's going on?
It's a conspiracy. Thanks, Doc. Welcome to the World Domination League, the secret force behind every conspiracy. The death of Elvis, what really happened to Monroe, Hendricks, Morrison.
And President Kennedy?
No, actually, that was a lone gunman. But everything else was us. The rise of communism, the fall of communism, getting prayers out of schools, getting sex on TV, the way pens don't work in the post office, the Olsen twins. You see, I'd been a failure my whole life. As a stand-up comic, a cardiovascular surgeon, a development exec for the Warner Brothers Network. Then I saw this ad, Evil Genius, Fuller part-time. And I realized now more than ever we needed an evil genius kids could look up to. And all I have to do is destroy the moral and economic underpinnings of a once great nation. Ah! I asked a good friend of mine who was also an evil genius, and he agreed.
But why, Iggy? Why do this?
The same reason anyone like me would want to dominate the world. Terrific retirement package. Ooh, it's the Division of Poetic Irony. I love these guys. They gave Newt his gay half-sister. World domination, Iggy here. Beautiful, do it. A bunch of animal rights activists get eaten by bears. How do they come up with these things?
But then, this whole sock business, it was just a ruse.
No, a conspiracy. Thank you. It's just the way we do things around here. Everything's got to be an elaborately woven plot. Plus, the WDL supports itself by selling those cute little sock puppets. So now we can silence the one detective who can stop us.
Well, thank you very much. And if you don't mind, I'll use that quote in my new press pack.
Get real. The only reason you're here is your friendship with the most brilliant mind the world has ever produced.
Charlie Rose? We're not friends. It was one night. I was drunk. Things got a little...
Corn-fed pig. He must die.
Corny? That second banana? He's nothing. I'm the brains of the outfit. I'm the one you should be assassinating. I'm the one you should be plotting to kill and maim and torture and... Well, no, he's a bright guy.
It gets. Take this stuff to brainwashing.
Room 101?
No, Lisa's in for touch-ups. Try 102.
Hey, wait a minute. Let go of me.
What?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying it because, you know, you were dragging me away.
What a putz.
Hey, stop that! Let go!
Just ignore him.
Hydrangeas, on the other hand, can grow quite large. They begin blooming in summer and continue until early winter if given the proper amount of mulch. Hydrangeas come in a variety of colors: white, pink, blue, world domination.
League want to thank you for taking time from exploiting the global economy to be here today. The individual sitting to my left has been brainwashed to believe he is attending a rather dull yet informative lecture at the Ladies' Floral Society.
If you were 30 years younger, I'd like to plant something in your mulch.
It became clear that this Duckman would be the greatest brainwashing challenge we'd ever face when our test revealed that he didn't have enough brain to wash. We began clearing what we whimsically referred to as Duckman's mind by showing him 18 continuous hours of the Wayans brothers. Then, after gaining his trust through the use of a variety of rubber goods, it was time to turn him against the intended target. Subjects will often resist our reprogramming for weeks, months, even years.
Cornfed just pretends to be your friend to ruin your life.
Of course.
The members of your family are all agents of Cornfed, accepting millions of dollars in porcelain poker-playing dogs to pretend they despise you.
Why didn't I think of it before?
Your failures in life, women, career, women, family, women, they're all due to Cornfed.
It's the only logical explanation.
Next comes the introduction of the trigger, a signal which will instantly turn the subject into a superb killing machine. In this case, the playing card, Queen of Hearts.
Ooh.
The results? Duckman?
Why don't you play a game of solitaire?
There, the look of emptiness that indicates the subject's mind has been completely drained.
Red on black or red on red? Jack's higher than a 10, right? Wonder how you cheated solitaire. Maybe if I distract me.
Excuse me a moment. We've also programmed an untrigger, a common everyday phrase sure to be used after the crime is committed. This will cause the subject to forget everything that's happened.
Call the police!
Gentlemen, I give you the perfect assassin, the most deadly killing machine in history, Duckman!
A Jack is higher than a 10!
Dinner smells delicious.
Actually, that's Monday's breakfast. I always stay 5 meals ahead.
Isn't that carrying anal retentive micromanagement to a near sociopathic extreme?
Yes, thanks! Oh, Corny, it's so liberating to have an intelligent conversation free from the pornographic bleatings of a certain mallard-adjusted manure mouth.
Duckman's not here.
The most beautiful words in the English language!
Has it occurred to you that he may be missing, even in trouble, perhaps lying injured somewhere in a rat-infested gutter?
Yes, but I try not to get my hopes up.
Greetings, y'all. It's great to be back in the bosom of...
Duckman? Duckman?
Sometimes he hangs on bosom.
My family. Connect-me. You probably came here wondering what happened to me.
Bernice invited me for dinner.
Okay, I'll tell you. I went for a walk. Nothing unusual happened. I went for a walk.
He may be an idiot, but he sure is away with an anecdote. Let's eat!
Would you like to play a game of solitaire?
Speaking of food, we're coming along quite nicely on our science fair project of reanimating dead tissue.
You boys win any more of those fairs, and the other students are gonna call the police.
Queen of Hearts Water Service.
Come on
I had a really good day at school.
in. Ajax, it's Saturday. There was no school.
Perhaps that explains why today's lesson was getting rolled for your pocket change by unwashed ne'er-do-wells lying drunk in the playground.
Well, did you communicate this with law enforcement officials? Telephone the proper public uniformed authorities?
Call the police!
I've been having some problems with a rental property recently. The tenants want to get out of their lease, which was poorly drafted by my lawyer. It's a terrible lease, just awful.
Isn't that a little harsh, corn-fed?
Well, as my Ozark mama would say, what else you gonna call the police?
Look, on a whim I arranged my potatoes into a Queen of Hearts.
That looks like fun.
Anything that much fun is probably illegal.
Well then, call the police!
Call the police!
Notify the constabulary.
From the cadence of his voice, I suspected Duckman was either brainwashed or constipated. Then I realized it was both. Deciding to deal with the brainwashing first, I needed to know for what purpose, so I substituted a harmless gag exploding device. Now comes the difficult part, deprogramming Duckman. We'll have to tear apart his entire value system, resulting in emotional and physical trauma, possibly even a complete nervous breakdown.
Let's party!
I don't understand it. Nothing seems to have an effect.
Perhaps we're overlooking a basic concept. You can't break down Dad's value system.
Because Dad doesn't have any values.
Of course, we'll have to torture him into having values, then tear them apart. Government is a necessary structure to impose on an otherwise unruly society.
No!
People want to do good.
No!
Mankind has evolved into a highly intelligent life form.
No!
The human body is not for eating.
I can't take it anymore! You're right!
All government is corrupt.
No!
People are out to get you.
No! Mankind is a self-destructive species that will kill itself off. No!
The human body is mostly not for eating.
No! I tried to kill my best friend. I'm scum. I'm sub-scum. I'm a wasted, worthless wreck of a duck.
Well, he's back to normal.
I can't live with this. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna go out right now and kill myself. And none of you better try to stop me. You're right, Corny. I shouldn't blame myself.
Yes.
We'd like a map of the city.
Map. As one might find in an auto club. An auto club that's not a front for anything. Like, say, this auto club. Just a moment.
Brace yourself. We're probably standing over a trap door. That's a refreshing change.
Good work bringing corn-fed here, Duckman. All on-site assassination victims are recycled in the company compost heap. Hey, gets. You fools! That's for killing Charlie Rose. This is corn-fed.
Sorry, our mistake.
Duckman, stop. Where are you going to get another sidekick? Andy Richter's booked. Andy Devine's dead. Andy McDowell isn't a sidekick.
Luckily, I wax my throat every morning in case of just such an ironic situation. Ah!
Hooves, do your stuff. Apparently that wasn't Iggy Catalpa at all, just a robotic surrogate designed by the WDL to add one more pointless plot twist to this overwrought conspiracy. It's finally over. Duckman, do you know what this means?
Free maps.
Right. That and the most fiendish organization ever to plague humanity has been destroyed.
Oh, good. By the way, Corny, sorry about that little mix-up at dinner last night.
When you tried to kill me?
Let's not quibble over details. The important thing is, when it comes to you and me, nothing can interfere with, free trip planners.
Yes, well, thanks to us, people can now go to bed knowing that their lives are truly their own, that the world can write its own destiny, that we are no longer the pawns and puppets of evil worldwide conspiracies.
Excellent. Everything went according to plan.
Good. They don't suspect a thing.
Perfect. They're right where we want them.
The finest minds of our age,